Avengers assemble. Hey folks, should we get started now that the mic's here?
Well, when are we gonna start then? We gotta start now.
Here's the intro. What's up, you guys? What's up, you guys? This is the Mudita and PRpHD stream, and we're gonna talk about movies with Mudita and PRpHD.
Heroes and villains.
Heroes and villains. I'm Mudita, and this is PRpHD. And it's not Friday night yet, but maybe in our hearts it is.
Thursday night.
It's Thursday night, and we're coming to you live from Queens, New York, on August 15, 2024. It's 6:21 p.m. Eastern Time. It's not really a round number, but who cares? We're here with you. And yeah, what else? We're talking about heroes and villains today. We got a great show for you. We're going to be talking about weather and climate. We're going to have Hollywood Plus, where we're talking about Gremlins 2, Wrath of Khan, Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. And we'll have our Charlie Ledley business posting segment, where we're talking about the latest business news. Some about media and entertainment, some of it less about that, in case some of y'all are wondering about that. So stay tuned. That would be a good time for an ad, I guess. But alright. Dance on
I don't know how much I can say about weather. I guess I can react.
Yeah,
I guess you gotta explain it.
We just have a few things about that.
Just to inform people.
Yeah, just to keep people informed. We don't have to elaborate on it too much. Yeah, do you want to do back exercises at all? Body scan meditation?
My back exercise is the lazy boy.
You want to do that? Do you want to see what this is like?
Not really.
This is what I've shown on past streams and stuff. It's good for me because I have scoliosis and stuff.
Yeah.
So all he does is like stuff like this. He just does like that. 1, 2.
I think you're supposed to redeem it like
3.
if you want Twitch to redeem it.
4. Yeah, maybe people should redeem it or something. I'll add that to a redeem.
But you don't have it as a redeem. It's pretty normal redeem structure.
Sometimes I think I should just do it at the beginning of every stream, so I just get some practice every week or something.
So this is the marketing for the stretching.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I mean, I use it, so you know I want to use it more often.
Yeah.
And this is how this guy's racking up the
I'll
views.
redeem. Why not?
Do it every day. You know, you're redeeming right now. Okay.
He's already redeemed right now. I'll get my phone.
Okay, I'll hold this microphone on the.
Yeah,
I could just leave this microphone on the counter. Hopefully, it doesn't shake or whatever.
You may feel a slight swoop in your lower back. Hold palm in position. All the way back. 1, 2, 3. You will feel the tension at the top of your back if you are doing it correctly. In a circular motion, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Both hands in position. Left to right. 1, 2.
And also, thanks for rating PRpHD.
4, 5,
He's in the other room.
right to left, 1, 2,
I just do it from right to left both times because that's where I feel the stretch more because of my scoliosis.
5. Palm together, back to the base, and back 1, 2, 3. If you are doing it correctly, you will feel the tension in your upper back if your palms are at your neck. This time, left to right. 1, 2.
Posture check. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for the redeem, PRpHD.
2, 3,
Was that Batman 89?
4,
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
5. Hold it for 5 seconds. 1, 2,
I don't think it's Batman 89.
4.
Yeah, you're right. It says Miles Morales Marvel.
This time it's 1 second this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2,
I guess we also do like different things like Paramount News and somewhat a review of Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Mm.
That's 1 more time. Hold it. 1, 2, 3,
These are very interesting poses.
4,
Stretches the back.
5, and let it go.
Pat firmly.
And do this 2 times a day, morning and evening for 3 weeks, and let me know how you get on.
Cool.
Awesome. And then we can do a body scan meditation if we want, but we don't have to. So that was warming up. What else could we do?
I guess we did Substack last time.
We did it last time already.
Yeah.
Let's see, Polygon News. We did that kind of already, right? What's happened the last day?
Yeah. Yes, Walmart is trending because like they made profit and the prices are low again.
Walmart?
Yeah,
Where does it say that?
the supermarket thing I'm guessing.
Apparently there's a video game.
I was thinking, I guess it was that too.
Is this a supermarket roleplay game?
Huh.
I think I heard about that as like a Roblox genre.
Yeah.
Supermarket role-playing co-op game. Free Steam game. Supermarket role-play. Online co-op. That's pretty interesting. This is front page of Polygon.com.
Or just because of Walmart discounts.
What's going on with Walmart?
Good earnings, low prices, high-end customers still looking for discounts.
I think like for
And
a
maybe
while,
this is a good sign for the economy also.
I think for a while people were saying that Walmart was trying to like find products that were not cheap.
Yeah.
They were trying to like appeal to like higher end customers.
Same with like McDonald's, right? And
But, like,
that totally backfired.
And now it's backfired, and now
And
it's
that
trending.
backfired on JetBlue also.
And now it's trending again, where like now people want cheaper stuff
Yeah,
because of the kind of vague recession we might be in.
yeah.
So that's like sort of like weather and business at the same time. Let's see, what's aftermath.site saying? Yes, Kamala is Brad. Oh gosh. Oh, now for some good star news. Okay, so this was actually one of our segments.
What was it?
Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh, Luke Plunkett's there. Interesting.
Yeah, they have a bunch of people on Aftermath.
Huh.
There's a reader-funded website.
The darkest before the dawn. It's not the hero we need, but the hero we deserve.
Yeah.
Hi-Fi Rush.
But then, like, Microsoft is the hero in this?
Well, they definitely aren't.
Wait, no, they sold it. So the PUBG people are the hero in
Yeah,
this.
there you go.
That's pretty cool that PUBG is, like, basically, like, their
They,
own mega studio.
they didn't do anything. And that looked like it was the best move they could have
It's
done.
interesting. PUBG is their own mega studio.
Yeah.
I guess they are, like, the counterpoint to Fortnite or something.
Yeah.
One button bosses.
Riley McLeod.
McLeod. McLeod. Scott McLeod.
That's, I don't know how Scottish works. Yeah, sorry.
I guess like it's localized to English in different ways.
Yeah.
Book excerpt. Great
This could be
games
the stream.
from
We
great
just
leaders.
look at websites. This is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just browsing some news in our first segment here.
Yeah.
Then we'll get to our core news segments.
I guess we can go back to this like when we're tired of reviewing or analyzing things.
Yeah, we could just go back
I
and
guess
forth.
this is what like Markiplier and everybody does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's read the news. Oh, why don't people like us reading the news on a Twitch stream? Why do we need to have Twitch streams be about like exciting video games and explosions and cars going fast and heads exploding and
I
stuff?
guess the Penguins
Whatever
coming out
happened
also,
to
right?
reading the news? No, it's not exciting.
Is that one of the SNL skits?
Let's all read the news, everybody. What kind of Twitch stream is?
That was like a mix of like the guy from Daily Show and Old Gil.
Okay, old
Starbucks
Gil-
across from another Starbucks.
Oh,
Did we ever do that video?
whatever
with Las
happened
Vegas?
to reading the news? Louis Black.
Louis Black, yeah.
Yeah. Starbucks across from another Starbucks. We did a YouTube short in Las Vegas about that.
Yeah.
I mean, those two Starbucks were hard to get to. If you were trying to get to one Starbucks to another Starbucks across Las Vegas Boulevard or whatever, it was hard to
Especially
get
in
to
the middle
those.
of F1, yeah.
So like, you know, and it's like in the heart of like the downtown area, so you know, it can kind of make sense.
Yeah.
Like where we just moved, we're in like this downtown area, not the docks or anything, but like there's like a Dunkin' Donuts on one major street, and then around the corner on the other major street, on the other side of the intersection, is another Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's a thing. I don't know.
It's like a Starbucks.
Captain
I
saves.
feel like it's Dunkin' Donuts coffee, I guess.
Payload Studios lays off 25% of staff.
What are they?
Terra Tech, I guess? Man.
Is that?
What is this? I've never seen this before. Well, I guess that's why they're not doing well, I guess. Wow, that sucks. We try very hard to avoid this. It's unfortunate.
We gotta get in the news. We gotta lay off some people and then whatever.
Launches incubator for underrepresented developers. Uh-oh. Tencent takes minority stake in Payload Studios.
Oh, 10 cent.
Embracer sales dropped 24% due to tough comparisons with Dead Island 2.
They haven't made anything, right? They just acquired companies that never made any games.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think Tencent Games also acquired the Yakuza creator a while back in the 2020s.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
New game tech report claims biggest issue affecting game dev right now is funding. That feels like the right vibe to me. Lack of talent and aggressive timelines were also cited as issues.
Also, blame the money people. Blame the investors.
90% thought that the availability and access to senior leadership was more important than the ability to work remotely. 81%. 65% of developers polled said they also used AI tools, the most popular of which was ChatGPT, 47%. Interesting. This report sounds interesting. Let's see. Critical distance. What's in the blogging world? Where's the writing?
Oh yeah, these are pretty interesting ones.
Yeah, these might be even more interesting to you because it's like more about criticism and like deep dives into like hot takes and like thoughtful writing about games. No, Queen's Blood from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth should not be its own standalone game. Here's why. Breaks down narratively and mechanically why Queen's Blood is not readily separable from the game it's already in. Interesting. I do want to read that. Oh man, people are still using co-host. Wow. Night at the Opera. Systems-rich sci-fi tabletop RPG in want of meaningful outcomes for their systems. Biodomes. Biomes and organic language, as well as their consequences for world building and world preserving on both sides of the screen. The rhetorics and applications of biomes and organic language. So like I feel like it's already implying like a lot of like resource extraction, because like, oh, this in a game for crafting and stuff, you gotta dig up everything and like kind of like strip mine the whole territory to build stuff. I'm picturing like Minecraft, Terraria. Those are old games at this point.
Yeah.
You know, and then like all the crafting games and stuff. Short Hike. Link Between Worlds is perfect spooky summer Zelda game. Some further beats, but decided to make it hip-hop. We thank Hideki Naganuma for putting Malcolm X in a Sonic game. What? Tracks like Jet Set Radio features the concept of love. Nice. Okay, Sonic Rush. It's called Wrapped in Black, and it plays during the final boss fight with Dr. Eggman. The track opens up with violins and operatic vocals. Too black, too strong a few times to come back later in the song. The audio comes from a 1963 speech given by Malcolm X titled Message to the Grassroots. Oh gosh. Naturally, his talk had nothing to do with Sonic the Hedgehog and dealt with far more serious matters. Just criticized the civil rights movement. That a Sonic game sample this feels like nothing short of a fever dream. And I have a... Let me see. I have a t-shirt of like this stuff.
Yeah.
And, if you're looking at this shelf back here, you might notice a copy of this. It's interesting. I read this whole book. Back when I used to read whole books. I'm trying to get in the habit of reading them again.
Yeah, we'll go back to the library and stuff. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. You going now?
I'll be right back.
Okay. I feel like this is slowing down. Should we pick things up? Okay, what segment should I cover while you're out? Keep reviewing news? Okay, cool. Man, it's hot. I gotta get a drink soon. Can you get me a seltzer or a... Can you give me a seltzer? Let me see. I know. Weather and climate, as we all know, there's record-breaking heat. There's also like mega quake warnings in Japan. Let's see. 2024 heat wave. Peak temperature 129 degrees Fahrenheit recorded at Furnace Creek, Death Valley. Deaths. Holy shit. Wow, that's stressful. Wikipedia. Look at that. 173 US, 155 Mexico. Oh man. That's a graphic image. 157 howler monkeys died due to prolonged excessive heat and resulting dehydration. At least 100 parrots, toucans, bats, and other animals housed in the Selva Teaneck Eco Park in the state of San Luis Potosi also succumbed to dehydration. Mexico City on May 25th, 2024. And turn that AC up. Holy moly. Southern Texas. Yeah, my coworker in Texas has had temperatures of like 114 degrees. Space.com. July 2024 sets new records for global heat and climate disasters. That's just stressful to read about. I think we kind of understand this on some level, most of us that are with the program. We just want to know what to do about it. But yeah, it's bad, just to give an idea. That's the summary of it. We don't have to like dwell on this too much, but it's bad. And then, yeah, there's other stuff. Okay, cool. Let's get to some... should we keep doing movies? Or news? Happy broadcast. Let's get to some happy broadcast.
Problem with Texas like grid again. It's a problem with the grid because the heat or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, here's some positive news.
Huh?
The unsung hero of the Olympic U.S. women's gymnastics team is Beacon, a 4-year-old golden retriever and therapy dog. His calming presence helped ease the mental health struggles of athletes and coaches at the Olympic trials.
Cool.
That's awesome. I want to see... Wait, I need to see something about this. Beacon... Dog... Olympics. Here we go. Let's see some local news. Oh gosh, I'm seeing an ad here. TikTok. NBC Olympics. Gosh. I haven't used TikTok in a while. I'm using it in the desktop browser.
Is this up? I haven't done in a while.
My name is Tracy Callahan Molnar.
This is so quiet.
Huh.
With Beacon and my previous dog Tulsa for about 10 years now. I was a former competitive gymnast and I taught rhythmic gymnastics for 36 years, taught and coached the sport. And I've also been working as event staff with USA Gymnastics for 40 years. So that's the connection with USA Gymnastics. And so what Beacon and I do is a wonderful blend of the things that I love, which are my dog, pet therapy, and gymnastics. Beacon is a 4-year-old golden retriever. He's an amazing dog. He's also a service animal for me, a certified pet therapy dog. Beacon he's just quirky. He's goofy, and
what the heck?
tricky at times to sort of try to meld the goofy and the well-behaved. Beacon loves people. He's all about it. He's a social butterfly, whether it's a gymnast or a coach in the settings that we're talking about, or we also volunteer at a hospital and in a university setting. He hears his name or he hears someone's voice go up an octave, as often people do when they see a dog that they want to interact with, and he latches onto that, and so he's all about it. He wants to meet those people, and he's very engaging with people. I do think about just trying to keep him humble. Sometimes when we've come back from competitions, I feel like he's been a little less obedient. Once we've gotten home, then I'd ask myself, well, why is that? And I just thought, is it because he thinks that there are so many other people out there that love him and embrace him just the way he is, and if he's a little not so compliant, that he'll get away with it? And I want him to be steady. I want him to be healthy, and I want him to be happy. So coming home from those events, I usually try to give him more downtime than usual. To the U.S. Olympic team, huge, giant congratulations. I'm so pleased for all of you, and we are all so proud of you. I feel really honored that Beacon and I have been able to be a small part of that in providing support over the last year. Beacon, do you have anything to say?
Man. I don't want to sound dramatic. I would die for Beacon.
Oh,
it makes me miss my dog.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See.
I'm gonna get a dog.
We love you.
After seeing
I,
that.
he has been saying he wants to get a dog.
Shout out to Beacon the dog.
Yeah.
You guys
Oh my
loving him in
God.
the chat, too. Who doesn't love Beacon? Golden Retrievers are the best.
Pretty good daytime news segment, I guess. Pretty good,
Yeah.
pretty good, solid daytime news segment. Alright, what else we got? A study found that holding a grudge... Oh, that's loud. A study found that holding a grudge can hurt your heart. Being bitter can eventually lead to an increased risk of heart disease.
Huh.
Practicing forgiveness instead can lower the risk of heart attack and anxiety. I don't know if it's worth it. I'm just
Wow,
kidding.
jeez. Pretty good.
Well, sometimes that I'll take that risk sometimes. I'm just kidding.
Ah! Ah!
Oh, you know, well.
I don't know that like old Timmy.
Well, Timmy doesn't sound like the kind of person you hold a grudge against.
Oh, whatever.
It's pretty funny. Wait, other stuff. Barbershops have always been good for mental health, according to the Confess Project, an organization that trained 4,000 barbers across the U.S. to become mental health advocates for their clients. Aw, that sounds nice. I don't know. I feel like Asian barbers that we've gone to don't really get into the whole like mental health stuff. One barber, like, you know, I think their haircut costs like $5. Like, she's like, "Don't move, you asshole! Don't move! Like, come on, you hold still." And then she pokes me in the eye with her finger. And then after the end, I was like, "Oh, this is a good haircut." And she was like, "Give me more tip. This tip ain't enough. You gotta give me more tip." Like, oh, and then I gave her more tip. I was like, okay, I guess it was pretty cheap. And I don't think I ever went back there. Maybe one more time.
No comment.
But it was very cheap. It was very affordable. And honestly, I didn't mind the haircut.
Yeah.
The haircut wasn't bad.
$5 plus like $5 too.
If I'm in a jam, you know, I'd do it again.
The jab the finger, yeah.
Jam the... Ow. You gotta laugh. So, yeah, I guess the laughing afterwards is good for mental health, but at the moment it was kind of stressful. Felt like home. Alright. Alright, anyway. Phenomenal news for the endangered tiger. There's been a 250% increase in tiger numbers recorded in Thailand's forest over a 15-year period. Wow, fantastic. That's great. Wow, 250% increase. Is that like...
It's over 15 years.
Yeah, two and a half times more. Wow. That sounds good to me. We're doing okay on some things, I guess. Human race and humanity and...
Tiger race.
Tigers, species, yeah. Okay. Next segment. Cow hugging therapy is scientifically proven to be beneficial for both cows and humans. This activity aids in reducing stress through gentle interaction with cows. So, if stress is getting to you, go hug a cow.
What's that damn cow?
There's gotta be videos on hugging a cow. Cow hugging. There's like... That's like...
I guess people do make like stuffed animals of cows and look at those.
How cow hugging has become a popular new form of meditation. And like get Spectrum or something or other, whatever. Alright.
At a Southern California farm, it's lunchtime for some holistic healers. And no, it's not these humans.
Sweet boy.
Instead, here it's the cows who offer a kind of rejuvenation that you have to see and feel to believe.
Come on, Lulu.
Ellie Lax runs the Gentle Barn, a place where cows she and her husband have saved from slaughterhouses are brought to be rehabilitated.
Jay has saved animals from the darkest places on this planet and brought them home to the Gentle Barn to heal.
And in that healing, Ellie has found building trust with cows can be therapeutic for people too.
What made you sign up for a cow hug therapy? I mean,
man.
who doesn't want to hug a cow, right? The best way to hug a cow is put your arms around them, but more importantly, put your faces on them and close your eyes.
Oh,
and try
man.
to find their breathing and kind of connect your breathing
Okay,
with
maybe
theirs,
I'll stick to
whether
chicken
they're
from now
suffering
on.
from depression or anxiety or loneliness.
Since to eating
They
chicken,
come to
I'm not
the
gonna eat
Gentle
beef
Barn,
or
they
steak
hug
or
these
anything.
cows. The cows fill them with hope and with connection. They're able to exhale for the first time in a long time, stop thinking, and just connect and feel the unconditional love from these cows.
That's a little woo-woo.
Ellie
know,
says
what do you
after
think?
years of struggling with her own trauma, there was something deeply moving in joining a cow in meditation.
This lady really loves cows.
Yeah.
Just lean your body on her and put your face on her and close your eyes and just spend a minute with her.
She feels so big and I feel so little. She's so massive and warm. There's just serenity here.
Hi, Faith.
Her husband Jay tells us
I don't know what that was for.
So a bunch of closet New Yorkers.
Can you picture Larry David being told to do that? It's like,
This
no,
is ridiculous.
no, get away from me. Oh, we got a message deleted by spam.
What is it?
I don't even know what it said. It already got auto deleted.
Well,
all right.
thank you for stopping by.
All right, thanks for stopping by. Hope you come back with non-spam messages or whatever. It got auto-modded by Streamlabs. Please refrain from posting links excessively. John Abruzzi 665. All right. So I guess they're posting a link as their first message.
Cheap
or something.
viewers on, yeah, there you go. So you say the first two words. You
Cheap
know,
viewers.
both sides.
All right, great.
Faith the cow is partially blind.
When we tell a group of blind children that come to the Gentle Barn about her story and how it saved her life, that she was blind and that she's resilient, it inspires them and it gives them hope.
Jay and Ellie say here every cow has a story, just like the humans who come, hoping to share a moment of their tranquility and peace.
The sun is shining, breeze is blowing. And we're cuddling cows.
For today, Gotti Schwartz, NBC News.
Oh, it's so sweet. I love that the people are rescuing the cows and the cows are rescuing the people right back.
And Gotti made a new friend.
Yes, he did.
I can't picture our Asian parents doing anything like that. I don't know. Actually, maybe a little bit, but it would really not dad. Maybe not dad. Yeah.
You would feed the cow a lot of food.
Oh boy. Yeah. I mean, he feeds the neighborhood cats and stuff now. I fed a cat albacore tuna once, and then next thing you know, he constantly goes to Costco to buy more cat food and stuff. He's like, so, it happens. You never know. Nearly 80% of people with disabilities are unemployed. The French coffee chain Café Joyeux, I'm probably saying that wrong, Happy in French, proudly employs more than 250 crew members with Down syndrome or autism. Oh, maybe we can see a segment on that.
Sorry.
What? What's up?
No, I guess I don't mix well with positive news.
It's too positive. This is too positive.
I don't know. It's like I'm listening to like 20 different things. Like it's a lot. I don't know. I guess this is how people feel about me when I do this. I don't know. It's
What?
like terrible news.
I don't need to hear all this terrible news.
You're on this positive news, or even.
Where's the climate change? It's happening. We're all dead. Let me lay it on me. Oh yeah, there it is, baby. Let me hear something distressing and horrifying.
I guess.
It's very addictive, and like it can be like kind of like, whoa, you can have news that's positive about people doing positive things and there's good things happening caused by people and What, you enjoy doing that? Like, for fun? Because you enjoy the joy of other people? What's up with that?
I guess I would go get a juice.
Alright. Can you give me a seltzer?
Yeah, sure.
Or an aloe drink?
Sure.
Alright. In the next segment, let's do Hollywood Plus, I guess. And if you want, we could do Charlie Ledley business posting or something.
What's Hollywood Plus? I forget what that is.
That's like film and TV.
Okay. Hollywood Plus, okay.
Hollywood Plus is what it's called on my Discord. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
I'm gonna point this one out. Oh, there's a cup.
Oh, I guess they're saying, what?
I'm gonna point this one out.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Alright.
Oh, so Aliens Romulus is, people saying it's not bad? People saying it's pretty good?
Yeah, of course. What does that mean? I have no idea. I don't know if people have a good taste, but... You know,
It's anything that makes a headline and
go.
sells more tickets.
Yeah.
We need to stimulate the economy. Get that consumer spending up.
Sure.
Okay, well, we could read more stuff about how people are hugging cows. If you'd like. That's even worse, right? I mean, okay, this is an interesting image. GameCube, massive failure. Nintendo Wii, massive success. Wii U, massive failure. Switch, massive success. Nintendo's next console, question mark. I mean, people are already saying it's supposed to be like basically a iterative, like it's supposed to be evolutionary instead of revolutionary. This new Switch successor. Like the Switch is
Something that occurs to me is that they need a console that streams games natively, not throughout compatible.
Streams games natively. Right, because like I have to use like all this like convoluted stuff using the Switch now.
Yeah.
I mean, before the Switch just wasn't powerful enough to be its own streaming platform.
Yeah.
You have to use like a separate streaming PC or something.
Yeah.
Streaming device. It just was underpowered.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think a lot of signs are pointing that it's going to be an iterative, like evolutionary step instead of a revolutionary change. Because like they're saying it's supposed to be like Switch 2. It's supposed to like support a lot of the old stuff. It's supposed to just be like, oh, instead of like sliding in with the clips, with the Joy-Cons, it's going to use magnets instead. Like, oh, that's exciting. Like, so there's already a lot of details about the Switch 2 kind of like leaking out a bit already.
Design or whatever.
And like, it's supposed to be backwards compatible, but it's not supposed to accept the cartridges.
There's a cool thing on the PS5. You can still play PS4 games on it.
Yeah, it's supposed to have some weird, like, they aren't saying exactly how it's going to be backwards compatible. It might be some kind of digital approach.
Oh.
It's hard to say exactly how.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh no, the thing.
Okay, you don't like this. Alright, let's see, what else we got? Should we get to Hollywood Plus?
I guess, I don't know.
Or Gamer 64 before doing Hollywood Plus and taking a break?
Yeah, Gamer 64, yeah.
Gamers.
So we already covered some of that, yeah.
This is empty. Let's see what we got. Hi-Fi
Rush.
What's the other things? I guess we're talking about Switch 2 now.
Yeah.
So Hi-Fi Rush. We already did an article with that, so we don't have to do that again. Oh, that's loud. God damn it. And then, WoW. one of the biggest unions in video games. Wow.
Well, you know, Microsoft can't afford it. They got no money. So that's what the stock websites say. Or whatever.
So they had flyers. People were worried about retaliation.
I think retaliation is also illegal, technically.
They had, well, yeah, but there's still union busting happening constantly. Like confusing, spontaneous meetings, spreading misleading or false information about unions and unionization process in a Slack channel. I mean, that's pretty common to do. Like, you know, sometimes they'll, you know, there's like an airline that had a flyer that was like, oh, would you rather pay $150 in union dues, or would you rather have an Xbox? I think they said that at like
that
Delta.
occurred to me recently. That like, I'm not gonna say which company it was or whatever, but they were like, "Is there a grievance process? Like, why is like, you can't write a statement? There's no grievance process. Like, that's a bunch of bullshit. That process that we got here, and we have a union, but that's not anti-union. That's more like anti the company and anti what the union's doing wrong or whatever."
Yeah, this is literally a Delta.
I mean, this is pretty well known one, yeah.
Yeah,
Have a
this
nice
is very public.
Yeah.
Union dues cost around $700 a year. A new video game system with the latest hits sounds like fun. Put your money towards that instead of paying dues to the union. Don't risk it. Don't sign it.
Maybe I should be happy
Delta.
that the Delta earnings were the worst out of all the airline companies, and all the other airlines did well.
Interesting, huh? How that goes. Interesting. I'm not going to comment on it too much. It's
Deborah?
Interesting. It's interesting. Deborah? That's like a... I don't
know how to do your Dave Chappelle. Is it for the camera? Yeah.
How do I get it in the camera?
I don't know. Oh, Conan.
I'm trying to get it in the camera.
Is that working?
Alright. I do it all the time in the apartment, and like it's very humorous. It's like a reference to Dave Chappelle, who's canceled, of course, but he got some of those funny arms.
Oh yeah, that's the thing now. Yeah, we didn't cover that. The Olympics.
Oh, the Olympics?
Apparently, J.K. Rowling fucked up too.
Oh, really?
She couldn't figure out the gender of the person, and
oh yeah, now she's getting sued, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is a pro-trans rights Twitch stream, so
that's
it's pretty silly. And now she's paying the price for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Let's apologize if the Dave Chappelle movement I did was...
I don't know,
so
I mean, people like Harry Potter and stuff, you know, like...
I don't know, I just think like when I did the arm movement thing, it came off very terribly.
Oh, okay, but I mean, like...
Because I don't know how to do it.
Because it's hard to do.
I know how you do it all the time.
Switch to... You just have to... Okay, there we go. Everything we know. Despite a lack of official details, the successor to the popular handheld hybrid is taking shape.
Yeah.
Nintendo, notoriously secretive, has so far said almost nothing on the record about its next video game console. Wow, the Switch celebrated its 7th birthday in March 2024. Yeah. Wow, it's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Switch sales are falling fast.
Too many Indiana Joneses.
The Switch is the 3rd best-selling console of all time, behind only the PS2 and the DS. Typically, they've struggled to follow its most popular formats, such as the Wii and the DS. Oh, I guess... Wait, really? Holy moly. What is the latest Switch 2 news? It does not expect stock shortages. Switch shortages were no longer chip shortages were no longer an issue.
I guess so. Yeah, that part is sale.
They want to produce a sufficient number of units to meet customer demand, and this approach has not changed since last year. Last year and the year before, we were unable to produce a sufficient amount of Switch hardware due to a shortage of semiconductors. Blah blah blah. Will be
the only console using NVIDIA. And AMD was bailed out by PlayStation. Or whichever version of PlayStation was out, yeah.
It's very interesting how those semiconductors work.
Yeah, like, I guess the Xbox sales were significant for AMD.
I mean, I don't know, we could just straight up watch a Nintendo forecast video instead of just looking at an article at some point.
Oh, that's fine. We're lucky. Nintendo's lucky it didn't do it, like, in the middle of a downturn. Where, like, people might... Actually, I don't know. There's still sort of a downturn because, like, PS5 sales haven't reached people's expectations. According to, like, Walmart, even high-end shoppers are still waiting for deals.
I mean, like, the good thing about a Polygon article is that they can keep updating it, whereas a YouTube video is hard to update. They keep releasing new videos. Will it be a hybrid handheld console like Switch? The answer here appears to be yes.
Otherwise, why would you call it a Switch?
The name is not Switch 2, but for now,
we don't know what
we don't know what it's going to be actually called. They've never done it in numerical sequence.
Yeah.
They've done like Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo 3DS. Maybe Super Nintendo Switch? Super Switch?
They haven't done that before, right?
But so we're just going to call it Switch 2 for the purpose of this article.
The next Nintendo console.
Let's see what it'll feature: detachable Joy-Con controllers like the Switch, this time with magnetic attachment.
Does this sound like the Switch 2, right?
Additional buttons plus a dock switch.
Oh, additional buttons. So it'll be like a Saturn or something?
Something. Yeah, I don't know what the buttons are.
Nintendo Switch, except it uses like the old Saturn controllers.
There's no word, or like it might be like kind of on the side or something.
Oh yeah, just give it better controllers. Like
why give it 6 buttons when it could have 8 buttons?
I mean, that's the thing, right? You had like the Atari, which had 1 button, and then you had the NES, which had 2 buttons, and the Sega Master System had 2 buttons.
And then like
the
Joy-Cons.
TurboGrafx had 2 buttons also, actually, on the side note.
The thing about the Joy-Cons is that both Joy-Cons could function as a controller in themselves.
And you can combine them too. So then you have 12 buttons, so you can multiply them.
There's no word.
Then you combine them together, and there's like 24 buttons.
There's no word if there will be a handheld-only variant like the Switch Lite.
Yeah.
Early signs.
It's probably too early to figure that out.
It might be a 2024 report from a Japanese analyst suggests it'll have an 8-inch screen. Suggests it'll have a 8-inch screen compared to the Switch's 6.2 and the Switch OLED 7. What's the release date? I mean, they're like, they gotta release this soon.
That's what they said about the AWWBD deal.
It's probably not by the end of this year. It's very unlikely, so it's probably next year. It'll skip 2024 holiday season.
Not a Merry Christmas to you.
Will it be backwards compatible? Backward compatible?
Forward and backwards.
It remains unclear. Some third-party publishers were said to be worried about the potential impact on sales of next-gen titles. If the machine is
PS5 has that problem now, yeah.
For its part, Nintendo had... Oh, PS5?
Yeah. We're just buying PS4 versions of games.
Yeah, and they're not buying the new games.
Yeah, you can play like Dragon Infinite Wall from PS4, so people only get PS5.
Later reports suggest that the Switch 2 will be backward compatible with Switch games, including physical cartridges and accessories including the Pro Controller and Joy-Cons.
So use the old Joy-Cons. That's pretty
That's
epic.
really strange. So it can support the new Joy-Cons and the old Joy-Cons.
Or you don't have enough buttons. I guess for old games, I don't know, that should be fine.
Yeah. Nintendo has a decent, if not flawless, record for supporting backward compatibility. The Wii played GameCube, the Wii U played Wii, the Game Boy Advance played Game Boy, the 3DS with the DS, but the Switch with its new game cartridge format enforced a clean break from the past. Nintendo has made a mint from re-releasing Wii U games on the machine, particularly the 55 million best-selling Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, also Splatoon 2, also Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Don't forget that.
You're scaring me.
And Skyward Sword. Don't forget that.
I forget that. Fairly Odd Parents.
Also, like
Nintendo Switch 2. Conan.
I have a lot of Conan-esque mannerisms, I guess.
Yeah.
Will it be digital only, or will it be sold on cartridge or disc, for that matter?
Well, that's a big thing about like PS and Xbox. They're like, oh, we're going all digital. The Capcom said no. And then here we are.
Indeed, the report included the detail that the new console will have a cartridge slot for physical releases. This is as close to a dead cert as we can get with the Switch 2, but it also happens to support the machine having a same or similar form factor as the Switch, as well as increasing the likelihood of backwards compatibility. How powerful will it be? Will it be able to play new AAA games? So, because of the legal battles that Microsoft has over their acquisition of Activision Blizzard, demos at Gamescom, internal emails on FTC versus Microsoft revealed, close to Gen 8 platforms. In other words, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One? Okay. Okay, and they also played the Matrix Awakens Unreal Engine 5 tech demo.
Cool.
Doesn't mean as will be as powerful
Well, that demo,
as
I think,
PS5
was
or Xbox Series
the
X.
demo was for the Xbox Series S, I think.
So, like, they might be doing some tricks
Huh.
to be able to play this.
Huh.
Like, using clever techniques to reduce the demand on a less powerful graphics processor. So, it might use NVIDIA's advanced upscaling, which uses AI to upscale the resolution. Okay. Still the mention of Unreal 5. So keen to getting close to PS5 and Xbox Series X as far close as possible. Special improved version of Breath of the Wild was shown running at higher resolution and frame rate than it does on the Switch. RAM from 4 GB to 12 GB, and storage from 32 GB to 256 GB. One tech downgrade. It will feature an LCD screen unlike the OLED.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I think most people don't really care as long as it's, you know, the games are good, you know.
Does it perform on the OLED stream on like a 4K console or whatever?
As long as it, like,
4K TV.
docks into a TV,
Yeah.
you know. Oh yeah, what's the top resolution? It doesn't say. Alright, so that's Switch 2.
Alright.
Is there a video attached to this article? Just a bunch
When's
of
the article
ads.
release?
This was last updated July 1st, 2024.
Okay.
Alright, maybe we could do a ad break.
Sure.
Because we're about an hour in.
Alright.
And then we can...
I was thinking Charlie Lovely next.
Charlie Lovely next, and
Yeah,
then
because we were talking about like Activision Blizzard and stuff.
and then we could end strong on like because we added another segment with the game, so then we could end on like the Hollywood Plus. All right, cool. So let's run an ad.
Is it Hollywood Plus or Hollywood Plus?
It's a reference to BoJack Horseman, when they
Okay.
call it Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's really, I don't know, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Alright, 3-minute ad. See you soon, folks.
See ya.
Okay, let's see.
Cashback on dining.
Oh gosh.
Cashback on groceries.
The TD Cash Credit Card lets you customize how you earn cash back so you can earn more. TD Bank, unexpectedly human.
Get the Miracle 2-in-1 Powder Puff by Real Techniques. It's one puff designed with 2 sides. Extra soft fibers apply any powder, while our #1 sponge material blends liquids that much better. Real Techniques. Get the most out of your makeup.
Alright, do that Terminator 2 impression again.
Let's see, can I do it right? I'll be back. We're back.
Oh, is Arnold Schwarzenegger here? What's going on?
Oh, just me.
Wow. Wow, I gotta go with you if I want to live. That sounds weird. This sounds weird.
Oh, it's a weird movie because yeah.
Are you threatening me, Arnold Schwarzenegger? Like,
we can move on.
It can be interpreted in multiple ways. If he says, "Come with me if you want to live," it's like, are you threatening me, Arnold Schwarzenegger? What?
That is our Terminator 2 review from 490, I guess.
Yeah, he did. He did that. Yeah, so we could give a credit to via Fort90.
Wonderville, yeah.
Via Wonderville Fort90 at Wonderville. Yeah. We'll have a segment on that later on our Hollywood Plus segment.
Yeah.
Now we're doing a Charlie Lidley business posting. We're going to discuss... What should we discuss first in Charlie Lidley business posting? The yen carry trade or the Disney Parks allergy death lawsuit?
Yeah, sure, yen carry trade, yeah.
Yen carry trade? Okay, let's find some good visuals for that. So...
It's probably some thumbnail or something.
Yen carry trade. Honestly, like, this is probably just a single image that could...
I guess we could look for Creative Commons.
I mean, I'm just thinking, like, freaking... Does she have a good image of this somewhere? I think she might have. Or Plain Bagel had one, I think.
Ever wondered why you should get an LLC with a
that was
third party
Aubrey
when you
Edwards.
can do it all by yourself? Yeah, of course. Those
The
companies.
wrestler? Is that a
The
wrestler?
referee?
Oh, the referee.
Yeah. Show me the yen carry trade. Do it, Natalia.
Samrul. Yen carry trade. Let me see. Most places don't bother explaining it. Let me see. Kyla Scanlon, I believe, has an image somewhere. Oh, 1 day ago. Okay, let's see.
Currencies down, so the Bank of Japan did.
Or, I don't know, I just have some images in my Discord. Let's just use those, that's easy.
There we go, yeah.
I made a whole thread on it.
Huh.
There's the threads. Threads and carry trade. So this is a meme. Let's start with this.
There we go, yeah.
This is a finance Twitter account memester influencer. He goes, this guy's yelling at this girl at a party. So interest rates in Japan are close to zero, but they're 4.25% in a U.S. savings account. That means you can borrow yen, convert it to dollars, and put it in U.S. accounts to earn more yield. I've been doing this for over a year and a half. It's basically risk-free. Yeah, that's the kind of gist of the idea there. And then, let me see. Alright, here's another kind of graphic here.
It's probably the best one.
Yeah, this one gives the clearest description of it. So like, here's the yen. The yen has a low interest rate of like, 0.4%. You borrow at 4%. After 360 days, you have to pay back 0.4%. So on 10 million yen, you pay back an additional 40,000 yen. You take that 10 million yen You switch it to dollars. That gets you $83,000 plus some extra dollars. You use the interest on that. You get 5% back and invest it at 5%, and you get $87,000, $87,500. You switch that back at 120 yen per dollar, and that becomes 10,500,000 yen. So 500,000 yen over 40,000 yen, you have a 460,000 yen profit. Basically, this difference here between the 5% versus the 0.04% is like the difference that you're carrying over. It's an arbitrage play. It's worth more here, it's worth less here. You want it to put it somewhere where it's worth more, and then you pocket the difference.
If you've taken like international finances, nothing new. Only the thing is that you might not have known about the interest rate difference, different interest rates when dealing with these kind of problems.
Yeah, I mean, I never connected the dots before. I did hear that the Japanese yen's interest rate was like kept notoriously low for a very long time.
I was like, yeah, you can do this, yeah.
And then, of course, like I was like, oh yeah, the U.S. interest rate is really high.
I was just like, yeah, buy some Japanese video games, and Japanese products, and
And like the yen was continuing to depreciate this year for a long time. Like, yeah, this guy says it's basically risk-free. I'm a genius. It's easy money. And then if you keep doing this, you say it's risk-free. You're like, what? It's foolproof. It's foolproof. What's the worst that could happen? If a million other people like you are doing this, then like you have a situation like this where it's like, it appears your carry trade wasn't so risk-free after all, Mr. Bond. Which is Lashif from Casino Royale. There's also another finance YouTube, Twitter memester. And let me see, what else was there? There's some other memes. Some early memes where like, yeah, but yeah, anyway, that unwinding happened because the yen increased in value rapidly over the past like week, and then like all those people were like, oh, we gotta like pay off our yen loans now, and then that means they originally invested in like, you know, stocks or you know, U.S. interest rate, treasury bonds or something. So it could have affected a wide number of things. Some people estimate it could have been in the hundreds of billions of dollars, or even trillions of dollars. But even then, like it affected the markets. Like the way Plain Bagel said it, he said like there was like it affected equities by 6.4 trillion in a day.
Yeah, everyone said that. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay,
yeah, people had no idea exactly how big this like carry trade unwind was going to manifest itself as. So
it wasn't like
we really don't know the size of the carry trade market for the yen.
Think of it as it wasn't like they made it like 1-to-1 yen to dollar. That would have been catastrophic.
Yeah. Yeah. And also like some other people were saying like, oh, like it also affects like Japanese imports and exports. One of Japan's biggest imports, Japan's like biggest exports in US dollars would be like electronics and automobiles. So it's like Sony, Nintendo, stuff like that. And then also you know, what are they, like Honda. Toyota, Honda, all those big cars. And those are big exports, so yeah, maybe it's a good deal potentially there to buy that stuff if they
actually had a nightmare. It's interesting that we had this stream today because I had that nightmare about like what the US dollar did end up deflating because of, but the US dollar is still very competitive, but like just this much deflation like caused such a headache, you know.
I mean, I think
it wasn't like great recessionary.
I'm playing the sound. I think like the US dollar is more risk of inflating because we've been printing so much money over the past 15 years.
That's good. That's good.
Inflating in the sense that like it lowers in value. Yeah. But Let me see. Inflation means it lowers in value, but that means prices go up.
Yeah.
Like if you have like a town full of 100 people, you have $100,000 in the economy, and that means there's an average of $1,000 per person. If a refrigerator costs $1,000, you know, that's one thing. And then what happens if you airdrop like another like $1 million into the economy? Then the price of a refrigerator is going to go up. Kind of threw out a bunch of numbers out there. I don't know, I probably should like draw up something on the board or whatever. But yeah.
So I could paint the scale or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah. Let me see. And then also people were saying like even if you're watching Plain Bagel, he said like, okay, markets today on the August 5th. It was like. People are like, the markets today, there's the $6.4 trillion drop in the stock market. What's happening? Is it the jobs report? Be honest. Is the yen carry unwind? Be honest. I don't know. Thank you. People were saying like it wouldn't really account for all this.
I think today like
and the markets have recovered.
Even like during our stream, I think like Mad Money was mentioning like people didn't know why this happened.
Yeah, and the markets had like basically recovered a bunch since then too. So like I don't know, maybe everyone's just like really jumpy or something lately. Everyone's like, oh, it's about to happen, it's about to go down.
I think the earnings might have underwhelmed. Yeah.
Also, like, it feels like a lot of stuff, like, people are getting a sense that consumer spending is slowing a little bit. Like,
people are looking for deals.
People looking for deals.
Like Walmart.
Starbucks has a $5 deal, you know? Starbucks with a $5
There's a lot of, like, corporate shakeups. Like, Disney hired a new exec. Starbucks just straight up hired the Chipotle CEO to run things.
Yeah.
Hopefully they become a $2,000 stock.
Yeah.
No. They're totally different industries, sort of.
Well, like, it's already $155 million, billion dollar.
Well, you know what
cap,
I mean, yeah.
But
to improve, like, the value of the company,
yeah. Yeah. Bill Ackman likes Chipotle Mexican Grill, but he just sold off a bunch of shares this past quarter.
There could be a great recession with one is like somewhat with the games, like Endeavor and Microsoft acquired way too much, and then it got sell off. And now Paramount and Warner Bros. Have to sell off things, or thinking about selling off things that they've already written stuff off. And now they say it's not the worst over for like media companies who are like trying to make money off of streaming apps, or trying to deal with the conversion from cable to streaming apps. And even now, actually details about Paramount Plus was like, or Paramount Global was that they had something had cut the cost of was pretty smart actually. I think so, at least. Maybe more analysis, not so much. Like they're apparently cutting their programs from that they have deals with Amazon with, like such as Reacher and stuff. They're selling to them, but like they're not directly benefiting for their own app. Like with video games, I was like, oh, the PS5 is underselling, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is underselling. Like the PS5 is not reaching the expectations that people wanted.
So, move to streaming, initial high costs, high competition,
user acquisition,
lots of acquisitions, and what else? Competition. User acquisition, lots of company M&A activity, and then also you see they gotta turn a profit.
They're turning profits, yeah. That's not the problem, but like
they're starting to.
Yeah.
Like only like Disney is, right? Like
Disney, Paramount, I think even Warner said that. Even they said Max did. I don't know. Maybe like cable networks did or something.
Only the top competitors did, right?
Yeah.
And then
There's like a lot of smaller apps that aren't doing well, like all around ones and stuff. I like. But what I did mention is like the whole baseball situation. Like most baseball companies have nowhere to air the baseball games anymore, because like Diamond Sports or like Sinclair Broadcasting Group solely failed them. Like it's got to one point where the Twins are like getting paid by Sinclair Broadcasting to not show the games.
Short-term losses from linear channels. That's network and cable TV.
I think part of this might also be both the Disney theme park dominance. Well, just maybe Disney IP dominance in general. Like they own like every big IP for both theme parks and for movies now.
Yeah, lots of acquisition MMA activities. So there's like Disney. Disney's a mega company now.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Oh, there's that thing yesterday too. Like, didn't like Mars like acquire like two, or was it another super mega corp? Like they acquired it for like 36 billion. Like,
who?
Like the Mars company acquired like
the candy company?
Yeah, they acquired like I forgot what food company. They acquired a food company for like 36 billion as another huge
Mars
food company. News. There you go.
Kellanova.
Kellanova.
I don't know what that. Oh, Cheez-It and Pringles.
Yeah.
I guess there's just in general. Right? There's a lot of acquisitions happening now. M&A mega trend. I guess the loans are still cheap. Loans.
I guess previously, like AEW have acquired ROH.
That's what I don't understand. I thought loans are really expensive now because of
interest rates, right?
Because of interest rates.
Maybe like people are willing to sell off for less just to get out of the loans as well. I guess.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of debt.
I mean, like, it was fine. If they didn't have to worry about their own loans, they wouldn't have to deal with it.
I mean, like, Paramount has a lot of debt, like, and so does Warner Brothers. Like, that's why they're, like, they have, like, you know, even if their market cap's like 7 billion, 20 billion, like,
well, yeah, like
Paramount's like market cap is 7 billion. You're like, wow, 7 billion for that whole company. But then their enterprise value, which is both their market cap and their debt, is like 20 billion. So if you want to acquire them, you have to have 20 billion.
But the thing is, I thought the Batgirl situation was like a one-time thing, but they're still writing off like $10 billion worth of things and stuff. Like you can't. You eventually have to pay it back, you know, with their bankruptcy.
High initial costs and debt.
And ridiculous write-offs.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. What else were we talking about? Food, consumer food / staples. Starbucks earnings down. It's like kind of expensive. Consumers.
If they want the $5 coffee.
What else is there?
There's actually a Starbucks. So some things I learned about, like that supermarket brand in Philadelphia has a Starbucks decided, and like inside the Seattle baseball stadium they have an actual Starbucks, I think. And I found this interesting because I recently found out that like maybe like City Field might be having some discount stores in the stadium or something soon.
What other things are in food sectors are having earnings come down? Like I think there was other stuff I heard about, right? Like consumer food. There's a bunch of other stuff.
The food wars, right? The discount wars.
Food wars. What's the mega
Fast
trend
food
in
food,
food?
yeah.
I mean, like now.
That's only because like they're overcharging before.
Because like McDonald's, Burger King have the $5 meal deals. Yeah. It is very competitive now, highly competitive.
Yeah. It's sort of good that McDonald's is a real estate company, because like otherwise they would just get destroyed by all these like condos getting built also.
7-Elevens are going Japanese in California.
Exactly, yeah. I would go Taiwanese too.
What else is there? What's there? Okay. Highly competitive landscape, also facing inflation.
Yeah. Also, even if there's a soft landing, you have to worry about the soft landing too.
Like Powell says,
no rate cut.
Soft landing.
No August rate cut.
2 rate cuts,
but not in August.
By end of 2024, none in August. There's not a lot of time left in the year to like do 2 rate cuts.
Yeah.
Also,
it might be too sudden, right?
The Fed is politicized.
There's an election.
In election year. There's also like what is it called?
Political instability. Uncertainty also.
There's also wars.
Yeah.
Military spending. Geopolitical.
Yeah. That's what they call it, yeah.
There's a euphemism, you know. Uncomfy. But yeah, food. Lots of debt happening in games. What's happening in the game industry? Games.
Yeah, there's the union stuff. Hi-Fi Rush get bailed out. Or continues.
Unionization. M&A.
Mergers and
slowing. Funding is drying up. I've just been hearing in general funding is just drying up.
Investors are ruining the industry.
Well, people need money.
I know, but like
the industry
is it what developers mainly complain about? Is like investors are like ruining game products. I feel that's probably the same with wrestling too.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you get crowdfunding? I guess for yeah, that's the thing.
Crowdfunding for like wrestling, like indie wrestling, is pretty easy.
The journalism landscape is getting scarce. More turning to.
Wait, that was like that BuzzFeed or whatever acquisition recently, right?
Micro.
Like Vivek.
Trend of reader-owned, reader-supported outlets.
That's Substack and YouTube.
Yeah, Substack is part of that.
Yeah.
GTA 6 waiting room is what Drew Koo says. Wait, what is that? What is a GTA 6 waiting room?
It's like the countdown to like when GTA 6 comes out.
Oh yeah. How much are they spending on that game?
They're spending a lot, right?
They said they're spending a lot. How much?
I mean, that's part of why the stock went down.
6 spending.
Like last quarter, not this quarter.
The total cost of development and marketing
$2 billion.
Could be in the $2 billion range. If that pans out, it'd be the most expensive video game of all time. Well, I would hope so.
Also, there's gonna be all that, DLC and stuff, and stuff pay to play, and if you want Well, the thing is, you should spend $2 billion, but like, if you want to be the best video game ever, you gotta, at least business-wise, you gotta make $2 billion.
Well, Grand Theft Auto 5 holds claim to the best opening week sales in video game history, earning $1.15 billion in just 5 days. So that's why they feel pretty confident.
That was just 5 days.
And like the game,
they have
just
money,
this year, Grand Theft Auto 5 sold more than 190 million copies.
Wow.
When this was written in 2023.
Yeah.
So in the year,
the pandemic probably helped with that. Also, like, there's on 3 different consoles. Just for the PlayStation, it was PS3, PS4, PS5, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, PC, Mac, Epic Games, Steam.
Yeah, so
you know, you can mod it.
So like, the games industry had a big pandemic bump.
Yeah.
It attracted a lot of investment.
There's sort of a, you can say it's sort of a bubble.
Yeah, it was a little bit. People weren't sure exactly how much of the bump was going to stick around.
The travel boom is still going on now, so most people are playing games probably.
Yeah, I guess so. There's like there's another trend here of like I don't know, experiences, travel and experiences, pandemic, bust, and post pandemic mini boom. I don't know.
Theme parks are going down now, or at least Disneyland is and Universal is.
But
cruises are booming. I think most hotels did well, and I think recently, this quarter, Las Vegas did well. I don't know about Singapore. Singapore did well last quarter.
Travel. Say Las Vegas. People were
places where you would get a Super Bowl thing.
Spending. Also, like lots of credit card debt.
Lots of retirement.
Also, like boomer spending. Is driving
like before, everyone was like when you're looking at Nielsen ratings, it's like 18 to 34, 18 to 21 or whatever. And now it's like you gotta aim like 40 to like 70 or something.
Is boomer spending on cruises?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's also like stuff like concerts.
The concerts is definitely boomers.
So it's like
I actually have a big hot take on this.
Taylor Swift's.
I don't even think it's Taylor Swift.
Economic floor.
So when I went to Journey, and like, it wasn't like the youngest crowd. It wasn't like the Harry Styles crowd. Ooh, I hit 2,900 subscribers.
Nice, man.
Yeah. But let's see. Journey. Let's see Green Day. Let's see Green Day. Okay, that's younger. Journey.
When the tide goes out, you'll see who was swimming naked. That's like a Warren Buffett quote. That's a Buffettism.
Guess my analytics for Open Arms Journey.
No idea.
It's totally different. So let me show you.
I mean, that's all. The lighting is all blown out there.
Here's Green Day. Green Day is noticeably like there's 18 to 24.
Oh, okay.
Like people from like the 2000s or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then
Journey.
Journey. Yes.
Journey must be much older, right?
It's much older.
It's like 60s.
Yes, it's something like that. Look at these numbers. It starts like 45. And it goes to 65 plus. 26% of my viewers are 65 plus for that.
Oh shit. That's really funny. Rock on. That's funny.
Actually, there were some people who were taken out by EMT, possibly because of the heat and stuff. So that was sort of bad.
It's a health risk, you know.
I mean, like that was the issue with cruises too. Like people are drinking and eating, and like this is a long. There's like 3 huge bands there. There was Journey, and
also boomer bands, I guess.
Like Bruce Springsteen's like a billionaire now.
He is a billionaire, yeah. Bruce Springsteen.
So like, I forgot the other big one. I know Springsteen's number one.
Credit card debt is... I think we're at a all-time high for credit card debt.
Yeah, you mentioned that. You wrote that down.
Wealth inequality.
So it's 26% from 45 to 54. 47% 55 to 64. And then 65 plus 26% on Journey.
Get some of that corporation money.
There you go.
I'd recommend it.
And it was 3 big bands. It was, which one was it? There was a lot of concerts I watched recently. There's Journey. Journey was the middle one. Beginning was Steve Miller, and then the end was, it wasn't Van Halen. It was the one that reminded me of Van Halen. Not Starship. What is it? Not Van Halen. I forgot the name of it. But it was like three big bands. So like people weren't leaving. They're going to be there for like 8 hours. Heaven forbid there was like a rain delay. I mean, there's probably less heat stroke to that. I mean, you probably have more people drinking and eating just like park food and stuff.
So,
I guess for 7-Eleven going Japanese, globalization of food. Like people getting into Korean fried chicken, like KFC in the US has like Korean barbecue and sriracha hot sauce as options now for the fried chicken sandwiches.
I don't know, I just saw something that was like, this is kind of a side note. I also saw like Oreo flavored Coke Zero,
yeah,
and Coke flavored Oreos.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, my friend got really upset when he saw that. He's like, "How dare you? How dare you, buddy? You should not do that."
Yeah. I think like stuff like on that, like stuff like Dollar Tree and Costco were up. You said Walmart is coming back a little bit.
Yeah, because like high-end spenders are like still looking for discounts at Walmart. And you're talking about like how before like, what was it like? It was the whole like before stuff was overpriced. Like it was like $20 for McDonald's. Now like people are looking for cheaper deals.
Yeah. McDonald's.
What's the other thing? I think you might have mentioned something else, or maybe said it differently than I did.
I mean, they have $5 meal deals now because they know their stuff's too expensive. Like, sometimes like a McDonald's, like you get like dinner at McDonald's with like a bunch of Big Mac meals and stuff. It could cost you like $40. Like, what's happening? It's supposed to be a deal. And like someone who's like part of our Discord.
Oh, you said there was like a special product. Oh, you said before like Walmart before was like something like high-end jewelry or something. I feel it was high-end expensive stuff, and like people don't want to buy it at all.
I mean, there's like gold at Costco and stuff, or like
Babe Ruth autographed baseballs.
Yeah.
I don't know. That stuff might be doing well at Costco. I don't know.
What else?
Also, it aims towards a certain demographic when you do that, I guess.
Yeah. Let me see. Dollar Tree, Costco, Walmart.
Five Below.
Five Below. People talking about Five Below now.
I think that's what they're. I think the rumor is there's going to be a Five Below in City Field or something.
Ross stores.
Yeah.
Ross clothing stores.
Yeah.
It's now like $5 is the magic number now, I think.
I think there's this thing, we watched this online thing about like why Nike wasn't doing well now or something.
Yeah, Nike is like at an all-time low now, yeah. Or like a very long time
Chinese
low.
economy.
Even though they're
they became like stagnant and uninnovative anymore.
Yeah, they have a lot of competition, a lot of young people like
that they go online or they went to
trend.
Online.
And like there's
you
a
have
lot
to match the inventory.
Sneakerheads are like a hardcore audience and they want the best stuff.
Yeah.
So you gotta appeal to like, you know, the hardcore fans and like yeah, it's definitely like my own, it's out of my wheelhouse, but like I can imagine like if you're the biggest one out there, you have to remain competitive. I sometimes shop Allbirds,
yeah,
and like I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I like it. It's sustainable. But then I learned later on that like, oh, like people are into like shoe fashion, like sneaker fashion and stuff. They're like, oh, this is like tech. It's like tech bro shoes, and it's also like doesn't look good to like fancy sneakerheads and stuff. They're like you're looking for like kicks.
I think maybe when I was younger, I had like Spider-Man like sneakers or something.
So like I look nerdy or something.
I think when I was younger, I had like Spider-Man sneakers or something. And now like wrestling's getting into sneakers now too. You can get the Young Bucks sneakers or like the Roman Reigns sneakers now or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's consumer discretionary, I guess. Yeah. Different fashion brands and stuff. And also now there's a lot more competitive in fashion. And I feel like fashion. There's a lot of startups now.
Yeah. I mean, like sports is like billion-dollar industries, whereas like wrestling, you're only making hundreds of millions. So like making a little 20 million in like clothing is actually a big deal for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrestling and sports. I guess you probably want to heading for sports, right? Like.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's see. License, like fractured contracts with streaming platforms. If I mean, you told me this a million times. UFC, WWE merger.
Let's see what else.
Let me see what I can remember.
I think there was like a sports boom after pandemic finished.
I mean,
but not slowing down again.
It also goes hand in hand with
also like the food and the parking prices are too high.
Sports betting. And
oh, we forgot to talk about what's her name at City Film today.
Done.
I think they still have the Crypto.com ads at UFC.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very predictable. Like even like I'm not surprised at all. Even though I don't know anything, I don't follow it at all. Like just my general impression is that doesn't surprise me.
Because of like the FTX ads or whatever.
It just doesn't surprise me. UFC, WD merger. I mean, this is like the general news around these fields, right? Like, oh yeah, the Olympics, right?
Also, like Olympic mania and World Cup mania.
I don't know. What, is there anything different about it this year or anything? Like,
it's just blowing everything out of the water in terms of ratings.
Okay.
It's like double the ratings of Japan or whatever. I think there was like some. I think Japan got really upset that so many more people watched the Paris Olympics instead of the Japanese Olympics.
I mean, it was a tough time, you know.
Yeah.
Like
also, like we didn't know the year it was happening was totally wrong.
yeah, that threw things off. The next Olympics are going to be in LA, right?
Yeah.
2028. Yeah. People are into sports, you know. People want to watch stuff, experience stuff. You know, the world's at war, but like there's been a pandemic. People want.
I mean, yeah, like the Coliseum, the Coliseum, like old school Coliseum, the old school Olympics. They were for peace and like for containing the masses and stuff.
People want to feel good about things, you know.
I want to feel good. I want positive vibes.
And if
I mean, yeah, people
cheap, you know.
People when they show up at a sporting event, they smoke up, and whether they're supposed to or not, and most of the time they're not supposed to, especially post-pandemic.
I remember during pandemic, at some point, I looked up like, oh, is it going to be like the Roaring '20s again? And like, because there was also like the flu epidemic in 1918 and stuff. And then like people were saying, like they were doing like a interview with people on the street, and some dude was like, when we get out of pandemic, I'm going to ingest every single substance known to man. Don't do drugs, folks. But I mean, like I think it says something that somebody would say that. Also, other people were saying, you know, I'm gonna.
Some people were saying they were gonna quit.
Some people said they were gonna like pursue their interests and hobbies and like pursue their dreams.
Weight, go vegan, go vegetarian. Like when Navarre went vegetarian.
I'm working on my memoir, and like a lot of other people I know were like, when I was just going into this world, I noticed a lot of other people were like, oh yeah, I worked on a memoir. I also started during pandemic. I also started mine during pandemic. And like a lot of people were just like, you know, looking at these things and like, also like at conventions and stuff, like I talked to people like, oh, what made you start this? Like, oh, I started this like project during pandemic and stuff. Yeah. So a lot of people like...
A lot of people went on Twitch and made careers on Twitch for pandemic.
So yeah, there's like a pandemic. So like post-pandemic.
Pandemic and post-pandemic. Yeah.
So there's like a bump, initial bump to digital online, bust, some bust, initial bust to live travel, bump later.
Offices.
Consumer. Oh yeah, commercial, real estate, offices, downtown area / offices. There's like a kind of, some people have described this as a white swan. It's not even a black swan. This is like a big problem. But there's like a lot of like loans coming, what is it called? Due or something?
Yeah.
2024, 2025. It's like on the scale of like trillions.
That's really bad.
USD. So that could be bad.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an ad break starting in 4 minutes. So that's one trend. Hopefully it's not over leveraged.
Oh, Juku's still there. Alright.
Could affect regional banks.
Oh, it's not just offices. It could also be like small businesses, I guess.
Yeah, small businesses in downtown areas that get hollowed out because like there's not enough foot traffic and like rent's too high. So like digital online games, Zoom, remote / work from home, staying.
I mean, yeah, Canada and I forget where else. Like, they just invest in real estate because instead of like company brands, it's like it's a lot of money. It's guaranteed money. Like, there's a bunch of condos in New York City. You sell like 100 people worth condos as opposed to like one small restaurant or whatever. You can't really compete with that unless you like maybe Costco there or something.
So what's the this is a hard one to unpack. Real estate,
offices. Yeah.
So there's what is it? Home real estate. What's it called? Home realty.
Yeah.
Residential.
I forget who mentioned this, but like it's not like
there's commercial.
Family household money went up. I forget what year, but like yeah, that was the reason why not to. I think it might have been Plain Bagel actually when people were wondering if this is gonna be a hard landing. And it's like no, like income's been up for households.
I think nominal.
Nominal, not real.
Nominal income up feels good, man, but inflation cuts into real income, real wages.
Well, we're getting discounts on food.
Yeah.
And real estate is still relatively cheap, at least in New York City. Yeah, and like outside New York City it's totally different. Like I feel like Japan has like a low interest rate and then like like low like cheap housing or whatever. I mean that's what economics help global said. I don't know.
Keep in mind, 70 to 80% of consumer of U.S. GDP is consumer spending. That's an important thing to keep in mind. The value of all this. Other countries, it might be like other stuff, but it's in the U.S. It's like middle class, you know, people buying Papa John's, you know. That's why there's so many products. We export a lot of like our fast food franchises overseas.
Yeah.
So what's residential real estate like? In like I guess just in general, interest rates stabilizing, Going down soon.
Not 0 like before.
Anticipating. Still relatively high. Anticipating cuts.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna take a drink after this ad break.
Yeah. And then the main thing is that high mortgages don't lower costs. Limited supply and existing owners don't lower.
Alright.
Okay, cool. Let's go to an ad break.
We are. We're at ad break.
It's also, yeah, let's go to ad.
I believe balance in nature
at work. There has been a change in my workouts. I'd recommend it for everybody. I'll take it forever.
You never forget your first. Then one becomes two. And two becomes something else entirely. There's the one that gets you noticed. And the one that got away. It's only a matter of time. Buy, sell and exchange authentic pre-owned watches safely and securely. Watchfinder, the pre-owned watch specialist.
Damn it, we're muted. We're muted. Okay, we're unmuted. We're unmuted. Hello, Juku. We're back. We're back. Thank you, Juku. Thank you so much.
We just showed him right now. You guys didn't miss anything.
You didn't miss anything. Good now. Thank you. Thank you. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. So we're back to the Mudita and PRpHD stream. And we're just wrapping up our market news segment. We're going to get to our next segment soon. Hollywood Plus to discuss our topic of the day, heroes and villains, soon enough. But we're just wrapping up our market news segment here. We just want to talk about real estate, a little bit about international market, general international market news, some trends there. And in Japan, you want to mention Canada because we did a bunch of research on Canada. So yeah, we'll discuss a little bit about that. But other than that, yeah, we're wrapping up here. So yeah, real estate. There's not enough homes according to the narrative. Existing homeowners are locked in low interest rates, so they're not going to switch into new homes. So as a result, that limits the available supply available. So that increases prices, even though the interest rates are still high. Normally, if interest rates are high, you expect like prices to come down, but they aren't going down because there's just not enough supply. So that supply is counteracting. But it's sort of weakening a little bit. Now the prices are kind of lowering a little bit, like in the past few months this year, as we're anticipating cuts. And yeah, also maybe home builders are going to be a factor in that too. So that's the general things people are saying. I don't know how much I believe it. I don't trust them. But I don't know, that's what people are saying. And all kinds of people are saying it. But so yeah, maybe it's true. What else? Other markets, Japan is a big market. Reverse carry trade. Notoriously, BOJ has notoriously low interest rates.
I think tourism is like billions of dollars there, like $10 billion or something.
Historically. And currency had been deflated for a very long time. Oil is a major import, 97% overseas on tankers in US dollars nonetheless. So it's like double leveraged. And then now with the against USD interest rates, reverse carry trade was good, but then BOJ raising rates resulted in massive correction and I don't know, correction, I guess.
I guess correction is the right word.
I don't know. And August and results in market panic. Also, something to note, things to note. Major exports include electronics, games, and hardware, software, and automobile. Yeah. Also, another major import
is food.
Yeah, another major import is food. It's food. Yeah, I was literally about to say that. It's oil and food.
It's not major, but I guess like
those are two like imports they talk about a lot.
I know. I was going to. It's not major, but I'm thinking like media also.
Yeah, the cultural output is a big one. Media, movies, anime, manga.
Kusatsu. Or not a major one, but Japanese wrestling.
Economically, but culturally, media, wrestling,
baseball,
sports, wrestling, baseball, and I would say sometimes music also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And then, do we want to talk about Canada?
I guess because of real estate.
What's the quick stuff we want to say about Canada? Canada,
Their fixed
we looked
rates
into them.
aren't really fixed rates.
Yeah. What was the thing?
Rates.
They have variable election year.
Yeah.
Against Trudeau.
Yeah.
Major sticking point is real estate.
Environment, I guess. The fire, probably.
Oh, also, yeah, the wildfires. I feel like real estate is even bigger. Also, wildfires. The major real estate, what they say, variable rate mortgages.
Every 5 years. Adjusted every 5 years.
Adjusted every 5 years.
Yeah.
And
What's
can result in reverse amortization.
Yeah.
You pay, you know, I don't know, $1,500, but your loan increases by $1,600.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare. That's like literally a nightmare. That's like, yeah.
What else do you need to say about that?
Or is it like negative amortization?
I forget what it was. I think this is the main thing. What else is there? They never had a correction. Like they didn't suffer the Great Recession.
Did not. Their home prices were not as impacted by GFC because of lack of subprime exposure to, because of better
responsible banking
against subprime crisis in the U.S. But just that, merely only in terms of home prices, though. It was still affected. I'm sure they were clearly affected by the worldwide economy getting affected by that. But home prices didn't have to drop as much.
They dipped like New York City dipped. I remember the California. Yeah.
Right. I remember the chart in Economics Help UK. There's a chart. It dipped a little bit. But like, yeah, it's not
like 10%, wasn't like 30%.
Yeah, it's not like, I mean, like in parts of like the Sun Belt and stuff, like Las Vegas or Miami, like it would be like home prices could drop like 50% or something. Like 50% drop in like Las Vegas or Miami. So that's a brief stuff about Canada. That covers pretty much.
Like, that's, if you want to know more. Yeah, that's pretty notable, right?
Yeah, see more about Plain Bagel.
Plain Bagel and Economics on UK.
There's
a lot of stuff on YouTube. Everyone covers it.
Yeah.
Not even Plain Bagel. Global, I guess.
Yeah.
What else? Okay, I guess on to something else.
Cool, yeah, that covers what we want to do. So this is quite an extensive document. We should share this. We'll share this in the thing here afterwards. We'll share it in our Notion document here, and this will be on our Discord afterwards.
Well, I really like how this turned out.
Yeah. I kind of like this format. I'm feeling this format. Like this could be our when we're not doing.
I feel like we should always type that stuff. It always feels like a behind the scenes thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and like this could be available for people to see afterwards and stuff. And we have this paper trail of all these memories and stuff, so it's kind of fun. So yeah, okay, let's get to Hollywood Plus. And at this point, this is where at this point, this is where we would put an animation for our prime time segment or whatever. But we don't have... What's that music?
I don't know, like Merv Griffin show. I don't know.
Merv Griffin show? Should we put that on? We get the
copyright.
What's not copyright?
I already got copyright for singing it.
We got Friday Night. What else do we got? Here's the villains.
I don't think we were playing Disco Queen.
Disco.
I guess we're playing music now. I don't know.
Dancing Queen.
No, like Koino Disco Queen's like the first song and because like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
Okay, I don't know. Let's just play the Gremlins 2 trailer or something.
The trailer should be fine right now.
Or should we play?
Actually, Warner Bros. Is pretty copyrighty.
Wrath of Khan trailer.
Warner Bros. Is like the worst one with that. Was there a Gremlins 2 game?
Gremlins 2 game soundtrack. That's good. Yeah. Let me put that on. Gremlins 2 game trailer. Gremlins 2 the new batch video game trailer. Great. That's awesome. With bonus? Sure.
Cool.
I've never seen this before, so hopefully this doesn't show anything horrifying. But it is Gremlins 2, so there's always that chance.
It's like for the NES, right? That's what the criticism was that it was probably too tame.
Here we go.
Here, we're back.
They're back. And just as terrifying. Gremlins 2, the new batch. The sequel to one of the highest grossing movies in Warner Brothers history. Sunsoft is bringing this summer's hottest movie to video. Gremlins 2, the new batch. The video game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This exciting...
How do you convert to that? Doesn't make any sense.
I gotta see the game. What's happening? We're not seeing any footage of the game.
Probably a reason for that. It's like a 2-bit sprite.
Or something terrible will happen.
What a scam. This is a total scam.
It's just the movie. What does that have to do with the video game?
CD.
Alright, here we go.
In the Gremlins 2 video game.
Oh my gosh, the 3D.
The Gremlins.
That's very interesting.
Oh, okay.
Sunsoft, you know this game.
What is happening? You're playing as Gizmo. I guess who else we can play as?
The humans are
They're hopping around. Who made this game? Konami? Now I'm curious.
This game packs awesome kid appeal through the fantastic pulling power that Gremlins movie has among kids. Add to this a bold new campaign and 30-second TV.
Oh, yeah, Chris said this is Batman Returns.
Video game players everywhere will be fighting to get this game.
Oh, they did that originally for the commercial.
Aggressively committed to leading the industry with powerful media support for our entire family of games. Batman, based on the largest grossing movie in history.
Wow.
Batman
Gotta remember that, huh?
Fester's Quest.
Fester's Quest is really good.
Johnny Sicilius, Blaster Master.
Get your hands on
Wow, this studio is huge for the NES. Sunsoft.
Every kid is going to grab off the shelf.
Man, I wonder... you know what made me feel bad when I thought about it? Most of the developers who worked on these games probably aren't in the industry anymore. Oh yeah, I think Angry Video Game Nerd played this game.
I think it's first episode.
You start all over again. Fester's Quest, the video game from Sunsoft for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Are you good enough?
That's pretty cool. Oh shit.
Oh. Michael Keaton.
Here's Michael Keaton.
Video game.
Batman, the video game. Oh, this is... Yeah. I mean, you
can't make it black.
All black
You
background.
can see it. I have that box.
Oh man, that's so cool.
Yeah, from Brooklyn Video Games, actually. I think. But here we go.
Coming soon.
It's only 9 seconds.
Wow, that's a good stinger. Pretty cool.
9-second commercial.
All the Gremlins games, 1984 and 1992, Joe Blow horror originals. I'm not looking at that.
I think Joe Blow tried to hire me before.
No offense.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anything? That was a bad move. I didn't join them.
Anything you feel comfortable saying?
They just sent me a tweet and then I never responded. Then like they're a lot more successful than I am.
Oh man. Wow. Well, they have good taste, you know.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it was like before they got big. Yeah.
They knew.
They're like just starting out too.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Wait, we just watched. Oh, we watched this one with the bonus.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Cool. All right. So Gremlins 2. So missed opportunities aside, should we talk about both of these with Wrath of Khan together?
Can you do that?
Or one at a time? Should we watch the Wrath of Khan trailer?
If you want, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
And we can talk about how we watch both.
There's no Wrath of Khan game, sadly. I figured there would be one, but no.
There probably is a video game, right? No?
I don't think so.
Shatner vs. Gorn trailer.
I can't remember that one.
11
Bandai Namco.
Modern trailer, Wrath of Khan.
Modern trailer, yeah.
Movie clips, classic trailers. Rotten Tomatoes classic trailers. Okay, I think that would be fine. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Paramount.
Yeah, there you go.
Paramount owns Star Trek.
Yeah. Gulf and Western Company at the time.
Oh.
I think same with Watari. And the mount was pretty epic, yeah.
The darkness. Beyond the human evolution.
And they also owned Indiana Jones at the time.
A genetically superior
I think
tyrant.
they still have some rights.
Exiled to a barren planet. Banished by a starship
I
commander.
guess it's the same
he is
plot
destined
as
to destroy.
Superman
Left
2.
for dead.
Superman 1 even.
He has survived.
Chase him round the moons of Nibia and round the Antares maelstrom and round perdition's flames.
They look shot on the weird Batman. It's a pretty cool effect.
There she is. There she is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was dying. I guess the effects in the 60s show weren't as crazy as this.
Yeah,
like right now I take it for granted because like Deep Space Nine and stuff.
Yeah, here they're really trying to lean into like doing all the effects that make you feel like this is a military conflict and stuff. Like a hardcore military conflict.
Like
I've
Battle of Iwo Jima.
Yeah. The two ships are cruisers.
And I wish to go on hurting you. I shall leave you as you left me.
He's got a grudge.
Marooned for eternity. Buried alive. Buried alive.
Well, that's in the trailer.
At the end of the universe lies the
This was
beginning.
top-notch graphics back then. This is like in the credits they said this was Ed Catmull at ILM.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I loved it. Everything. Back to the Future. Everything.
Yeah. I mean, they set up all that infrastructure for special effects and stuff. The great thing about this movie is that even if you never watched a single episode of Star Trek or any of the movies, you can still enjoy it. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. So yeah, it's pretty cool we watched those two.
Yeah.
We watched Gremlins 2 and Wrath of Khan on Fort 90 at Wonderville. Please, let's give a shout out to them.
For sure.
Wonder. Shout out. Wonderville NYC. Please follow them. They're really cool. And let's see, what's there to say? I mean, Gremlins 2 and Wrath of Khan are notable as sequels to series in like the kind of 80s or so.
I would say like Wrath of Khan wasn't technically a sequel to the first movie. It was like they wanted to restart the movie franchise after the first movie.
Right.
It was like whatever. Like this is a good movie, but like they didn't want to go in that direction.
Right. And the theme of the night for Fort 90 was second best, which means like
the best number 2 movies.
In his opinion, the best movies that are the second in the series.
Yeah.
And other movies that
not best of the franchise, but the best that were second.
Yeah. Other movies included Terminator 2, of course.
Yeah.
Classic.
35mm.
Yeah, and what was the last one?
Oh, this is weird. It was Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Okay. Yeah, very different the kind of vibe.
That might have been the worst movie on the board.
Okay, and it was like the last in the movie.
I think I remember that one. It takes. I probably should tell the
That's in like 2 a.m. That was screened.
Yeah.
So like he does a pretty late night stream.
Yeah.
Check him out. It's pretty cool. Fort 90 streams on Mondays at Wonderville NYC.
Yeah.
So yeah, every other week is movies. He does 4 movies, and then alternating weeks is like tons of like TV shows and music videos and found videos and stuff. So more short form kind of stuff compared to movies and whatnot. So Pee Wee Herman, Sugabandeka, YouTube videos, nostalgic home video footage from the 90s and stuff. Also, I gotta get in the camera shot. I just like leaning back. Yeah, so this was a week where he was doing a movies stream, and the theme was second best. And another sub-theme between these first 2 movies, I think, was that both of them featured really fun villainous characters. Like, Khan is like an iconic villain in the Star Trek series, like in his appearance in this movie, and then also harkening back to his appearance in the original series, which I didn't even realize he was originally in the original series.
I don't know. I'm not that hardcore in the TOS to figure that out.
If you watch the movie, I watched the movie without watching the original episode.
I think it might have been covered by like other media or something. Yeah.
You kind of don't need to watch the original movie.
I think a lot of people have it.
Most people.
So that was the thing that they sent in the comments, which I didn't understand, and then when you explain it right now, yeah, that makes so sense. I never watched the original episode, but this is fine.
Yeah, you don't have to watch the original episode he's from, and his appearance is very different and stuff. And like, there's been a lot of time that's passed and stuff, and
the uniform's totally different.
They do good exposition and stuff, and so you don't really need to watch the original thing. I didn't watch it. I felt like I could just jump into it. And
there hasn't been a Star Trek movie in a while.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, there's been so many things on Paramount Plus. They've been focusing on Paramount Plus, like we're saying with the user acquisition and capital expenditures, and investing in original content for people to watch exclusively on their stream platform to get more users and subscribers, and then later monetize them and stuff. But with Gremlins 2, also a movie with fun villain, or should I say villains? It's plural.
Oh yeah.
And like it's like kind of like the Pokemon of
Gremlins.
Evil villains. Yeah, it's like kind of the Pokemon of evil villains, you know, because like there's so many different types of villains. In the original movie, they kind of all had a generic look. I honestly didn't watch it that much. In the second movie, they go to it takes place mostly in this like kind of media corporation.
Yeah.
And like they're all like mutating in like the labs and like the interacting with the TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And like they all have like different powers and like, or just have different looks and original designs.
Yeah.
When I was looking in the behind the scenes of this online,
cool.
They mentioned that they weren't gonna. First, they had an original person they were gonna use for the character designs of the Gremlins. Then he dropped out.
Yeah.
Then they went with this second guy, and the second guy said, "I'm not doing this unless I get to like do something original with these characters." And then they said, "Yeah, we'll let you do it." And he's like, "Sure, I'm gonna do these wild characters." And then they found a reason to have this premise where they could just have all these like off the wall Gremlins of all different types.
Like Rick Baker or something.
Yeah, it was like Rick Baker. Yeah. And then that made the movie a lot more fun. And then it also had all these Looney Tunes references and stuff too.
Yeah, which is owned by Warner Brothers.
And it was just like a really fun movie. There's like all these set pieces. There's like,
so
like hundreds of gremlins and stuff. Like, it's really fun. It's a fun movie.
I should have mentioned this in our stream before the Fortnite stream. Watch the TV cut. Don't watch the theatrical cut. Because like there's something that hasn't aged well in it.
Oh, really?
Like, if you don't follow politics, it's fine, but like, if you follow politics, it's like terrible.
It's specifically politics that PRpHD follows.
It's not only politics; it's another genre of something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna say there's an appearance by a wrestler who, like, honestly, like, when I was watching a Fortnite chat, people were like, "Oh, he's here." Well, that's annoying. But like, he's very entertaining at the time. But like,
it was the time of the '80s. He was he's a very Reaganist, like, super muscle guy.
Yeah, and like, it's entertaining at the time, and like, if you grew up around then, it's kind of nostalgic.
It's unfortunate too, because like his gimmick was like he was the real American. He was beating up like Middle Eastern people and stuff.
Yeah, it's really stupid, and like, looking back on it, it's like pretty cringe, and it's like, and like how he appears is like he's gonna Hulk it up, and like that's how he's gonna be awesome in this movie.
He doesn't do anything, right?
It's really stupid.
It's very slick as creative control. Like he doesn't beat up the Gremlins or beat them.
So it's
like he doesn't like. It's something like Gremlins 2 is the comedy anyway. It's not like the serious dark one like the first movie is.
So yeah, if you enjoy the cringe,
I mean, come on,
it's fine.
the Looney Tunes are in it. Like, come on.
Yeah, it opens with the Looney Tunes, and like it's got other references and stuff. And it's like a fun movie. And then all the different Gremlins are there. They have powers and stuff. I don't want to spoil all of them, but like, you know, it's like kind of like Pokemon a little bit, and they all have really fun designs. And like some of them are like, whoa, how could this isn't even like a Gremlin at this point? Like, what is happening? And like, you know, they had a lot of fun with this movie, and like even Fortnite said like this was this director's like peak of his career was working on this movie. Right? Yeah, and like I think so. And
his sci-fi special effects, he did Dante's. I think he did Dante's Peak or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's the kind of movie that like, you know, he was like 13 years old when he watched this movie in theaters, and it's like filled with like all this meta humor and stuff that would take place in a theater and stuff, and also references to other things and stuff.
Some people might not get it. I still don't get it that well now, and I didn't get it before, but like, some people might like it. Some people,
you gotta be 13 years old.
If you were,
you gotta be.
If you
13,
did like how,
you know,
if you did like how scary the first movie was, like this one's a little better.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like if you're like a kid who's like a teenager into fun things, you know, I would say this is better than Five Nights at Freddy's in that regard. You know. In terms of like intro to
it's
horror.
not as bad as Five Nights at Freddy's.
It's more entertaining.
I would say it's bad. Yeah, I would say it's bad.
It's
like, Five Nights at Freddy's is pretty bad.
Yeah. This is pretty entertaining. I can watch this now and have fun with it. Five Nights at Freddy's a little less so, and you might hear more from me later on about that. But we'll stay tuned for that. And I'm teasing people, even though like I know like my YouTube channel has like thousands of subscribers that are very intent on like, where's more Freddy stuff? We love this. Why is this not Freddy?
I guess they could do a sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's where it's Gremlins, right? Except instead of like mechanics,
don't give them ideas.
Gremlins,
oh my gosh,
Gremlins Freddy.
I mean, like they do keep trying to think of new ways to do variations on the animatronics and stuff. They have tried to go through different iterations, like Glam Rock Freddy. There's like a lot of stuff. There's like pixel art, Five Nights at Freddy's video game. It's a whole franchise. But
GTA Freddy?
Yeah, probably at some point.
Oh yeah, I had like a Resident Evil mod where you plays Freddy.
Minecraft Freddy's. I don't know, but
you play as Freddy in the WWE games.
Yeah, there you go. That's fantastic. But yeah, Gremlins is better than that. Gremlins, fun movie, watchable. I don't know, like, to give you an idea, they have like a tomato gremlin. That's the worst one to start with. There's like a brainy gremlin.
Is there a vampire cop?
There's like a lightning gremlin. There's like gremlins that just pick up guns at some point. Like, there's like so many surprises and stuff. and like the music's a bop, and like even though they're evil, they try to make it like, I don't know, like the theme song is like very playful and stuff, as you heard in the trailer. It's very like ha ha ha, like they're little like evil like kids or something like that. It's like they're sprightly like evil elves or something, dark elves or something. So they're kind of like you know, they try to be playful with how these characters are like evil and stuff, even though it's still like kind of gross and like kind of early ages horror kind of stuff at the same time. So that's what they're tapping into with this. Yeah. Okay, so maybe that's enough about Gremlins 2.
Yeah.
Okay, and next let's talk about Wrath of Khan a little more.
Yeah.
The way Fort90 put it, I think, you know, just like watching his chat was like, you know, the perfect way to experience it. Too bad it was a one-time thing only. But, I mean, like, just to give you a taste of it, like, basically he was saying, like, it's like Das Boot in space.
Oh, yeah.
The way he put it, it's like two, like, ships chasing after each other, and it's like tete-a-tete of, like, okay, who's gonna do what, how do we win in this military conflict? And, like, it was less about, like, ponderous sci-fi implications and goofy nonsense. It was more about, like a military conflict between two ships and like two rivals of very cunning intelligence, and like one's like you're rooting for, the other's like evil and like malicious and like very Shakespearean and whatnot.
I think another one of the Star Trek movies like that too.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, you're probably right. And like, yeah, he's like quoting from like, you know, Herman Melville and whatnot. So like it's very, yeah.
I didn't get that. And like if you get that because like you're in the 1970s and you're 1980s and you read the book,
yeah,
it's really cool.
Also, if you didn't get it, you're just like, damn, that's a boss ass line right there, and he delivered amazing. Khan is played by Ricardo Montalban.
Ricardo Montalban. I still prefer him in The Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, very good actor.
Well, what's his lines again? I remember
lousy human bastards.
Yeah. There's even a meme of that. I'm not even the only person who love that. I said louder.
Lousy human bastards. Let me see.
It's only 5 seconds.
Spider.
And he's always like advertising a circus. That's a Human Bastards trailer.
Let me see if I can find that. Wait, let's see. Let's see this.
That was graphic, by the way.
And like this is in the 60s, sort of the 70s when they released this movie.
So it's like civil war stuff,
civil rights stuff. So this is definitely invoking civil rights and like, you know, sympathy for the apes and stuff like this, and whatnot. So it's like an interesting timeline that this movie's taking place in. If you haven't seen this, which most people haven't, like it's an underrated movie. We enjoyed it a lot when we watched it. So there's more movies in the original Planet of the Apes series, which most people thought was just one movie. And now, like with the new Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, now that's a full series. So, probably making references to this series in multiple ways. So,
now sedate the animal and get him out of here.
Who the hell's that? Take it easy. That's McDonald, the governor's #1 assistant.
What's the matter with him? He love apes or something? Don't it figure?
Oh, lousy human bastard!
Oh, that's not Ricardo Montalban.
I think I get rid of it.
That's how long they could get, I guess. Oh man, we gotta find that clip. Maybe we'll post it later, I guess. It's gonna take this is too much of a derailment. Now there's an ad of that lady coughing and spitting in my face. Lousy human bastards. Disturbing content. Wait, this is Takeshi Miike.
Not even the one, the 17-year-old one. The one higher, the lower. That one, yeah.
This
17
one?
years ago, yeah. That's the meme. Sorry, my bad. You just know that was made 17 years ago.
I love this era of YouTube.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I miss it,
You're
man.
sharing it? Alright.
Bookmark that. There's a cream for that these days. What does that mean? I'm in the...
Hire Spartacus.
I love how there's only 11,000 views on this despite coming out in 2006.
There you go. Yes,
finest line from his finest role in his finest movie except Star Trek 2. This has 2 subscribers. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Did this account exist before subscribers existed or something?
Probably, right?
Oh boy. Alright. I'm kind of nervous about clicking on more because the username, but I will appreciate this work. Alright. Alright. Yeah, so Wrath of Khan is like...
Back to Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, back to Wrath of Khan. We got a sidetrack there.
Back to Wrath of Lousy Human Bastards.
Wrath of Khan. Let's just let this loop. Inglourious Bastards, I guess.
Wrath of Inglourious Bastards.
Oh no. Okay, yeah, very important. This is a moment, this is a movement, this is the blah blah blah. Okay. Let's just let that loop.
Yeah. Ad block, by the way?
I guess not.
Yeah.
I should get that back up. What else? Yeah, it's like Das Boot in space, and like, it's like this game where like they're kind of doing poker against each other, like who's gonna do what next, and like it's driven by this drama between the two pilots and stuff. Fun fact: they're never actually looking at each other because they had to use the bridge sets. They only had one bridge set, so they had to like redress it for the other actor to be in the bridge for each shot and stuff. So that's really minutia there. I don't know why I said that, but anyway, it's a fun movie and like, you know, yeah, really cunning villain, really dramatic, and you see the whole cast here, and it's got a very dramatic conclusion and stuff. No spoilers, but. Yeah, and like you could feel the military conflict happening. Like it's not like, you know, very light and stuff. Like it's pretty dramatic.
Justin didn't want to be in another movie, so you wanted to be involved in the ending.
Yeah. So you really want people to feel like, you know, that like when people die in this movie, it feels heavy.
Yeah.
And like there's reactions that like, you know, that make it feel very grounded. Like, you know, even like people who are like minor characters, you feel the weight of it, them dying and stuff. As if they're like, you know, like people in engineering, you know, not leaving their post and all that. Like, it's very dramatic. And, yeah, like, instead of like a casual thing like, oh, that guy's dead, whatever, in like a normal TV show episode. And also it involves like, you know, sci-fi technology and stuff like that. So, yeah, pretty cool. And like people said that this is the movie that kind of revived Star Trek and like kind of cemented it as a series in general. So without it, there wouldn't be all the things after it and stuff. Like,
I guess they weren't planning on having TNG to listen to how successful the movies were.
Yeah, like this was like helping like establish the series, I guess, according to the Fort 90 chat apparently.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. So if you like anything after it, like TNG or Deep Space Nine or anything's on Paramount, you know, you have this movie to thank.
Yeah.
And like apparently this movie was directed by somebody who had never watched Star Trek before, and then they told him to do something interesting with it. He was known for doing sci-fi movies on a small budget, and they said, okay, let's see what you can give us.
Look up who the director was, because I'm trying to remember if it was Nicholas Meyer or not.
Okay. Didn't you say it was like Drew somebody or whatever? Or
I don't know if it was Nicholas Meyer or the other guy.
Okay.
I keep mixing up the first and the second directors.
Yeah, but like Fort 90 said that the director was like let me see.
Nicholas Meyer. Did he do West Side Story? I forget.
Oh, really?
Music.
Yeah, maybe. Let's look at that.
Look at his name. Yeah.
Let me see. No spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. Directed by Nicholas Meyer.
Let's see. University
7% Solution. Two of the Star Trek feature films. HBO original film Vendetta. 78. Sherlock Holmes. Writer, director. Time After Time. I don't know. Fatal Attraction.
Doesn't mix them up with the director of the first movie.
And then Star Trek Voyage Home.
Yeah.
Uncredited early rewrites on an early draft of Tomorrow Never Dies by the James Bond movie.
Huh. I wonder why they never made him do another movie.
I don't know. Who knows?
Because the fourth movie was critically acclaimed as well.
You really never know.
He just didn't want to do another one after. He didn't even want to do the fourth one, I guess.
Adding more of a naval appearance with the movie. Yeah, like apparently he'd never seen Star Trek before, but they were interested in seeing what he would do with it and a unique approach. And so as a result, he watched the whole original series and like started like thinking about how this would be a more naval movie, and then also like wanted to do something with the Khan character in the original series, and felt like that would drive an interesting story for a movie and stuff. So, and he brought a really fresh take. And according to 490, the first movie was like a big bust. Like they spent a lot of money. It was poorly received critically and commercially, and they really needed to do something that like they needed to save the series at that point. And a
lot of people are saying nowadays that the first movie wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But just at the time, it was like it was too quiet.
Oh,
they kind of kill somebody.
Yeah.
So yeah, in that respect, like the first movie did its job.
Yeah. Speaking of too quiet, let's get some music again. Yeah, I don't know. Solid movie, pretty watchable. Even if you've never watched a Star Trek anything before, you can just watch it on its own. Yeah. Entertaining. Yeah. It's like, it's an entertaining movie. Pretty fun to watch with buddies on a popcorn and like chat with people who watch Star Trek and stuff. Yeah. It's also like, there's a lot more action-packed movies afterwards, but you can appreciate it from like the perspective of being a 70s movie, 70s sci-fi movie with like good character acting and drama acting and stuff. Like it's good to appreciate in that respect. So yeah, solid Series 2, second in the series movie.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't do Superman 2. I don't know. Whichever.
Let me see. What else do we have in our agenda? We were about to get to Crisis on Infinite Earths, but I think we wrote a few other things.
We didn't do the guest for Cityville today.
Oh, that'll be in the Moment of Zen.
That'll be the end, right?
Yeah, the Moment of Zen here.
Okay.
Oh, and we're also supposed to do Disney Parks lawsuit or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to do that? I don't know. It's kind of weird to do that now.
Yeah, it's sort of weird.
We'll do it next time or something. And then Memoir Progress. We could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Just to promote that a little bit. Yeah. And then we'll end with the Moment of Zen. So we'll go to Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. So let's go to Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. Let's do a trailer for that. So.
We still can't do that because of Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is very strict in copyright.
It's a movie trailer.
It's probably going to get taken down because like they're very strict with copyright.
Is the whole? Am I allowed to edit just once it's uploaded, like excise out the clip or whatever?
I guess, but I won't risk it.
Can I put on mute?
Maybe it's still image.
Oh, how about this? How about I just show this like this?
Maybe.
So I don't know. Yeah. We just need something to talk over.
Yeah.
We're just seeing some stuff, some action sequences happen here. Let me see. How do we find it? Not even a Rotten Tomatoes trailer or something, or
I don't think so.
Giphy.
It's probably Giphy's fine.
Justice League Crisis on Infinite.
Hopefully no spoilers.
There's a bunch of Warner Brothers movies.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't. We'll
How
just
about we go to the Rotten Tomatoes page just to see the summary?
Oh, there's a part 3? Oh, shit, I didn't know that. Okay.
This is going to be out soon.
Okay. Okay, the Monitor recruits a bunch of heroes to stop the fight against the Infinite Earths and Infinite Parallel Universes. This is a 43-second clip with an ad.
I want to risk it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. What would happen, do you think?
Yeah, take down the video.
It's on Twitch right now. I think they would
Twitch is
just.
fine.
I think
How
they would
do
just
YouTube
mute the
do it?
clip. On YouTube,
YouTube, they probably take it down.
I'll clip it out when I put it on.
Oh yeah, it's just true. Yeah.
When I put it on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
All right. So yeah, let's just watch this.
Ultra 4K.
Most of you are aware that you live in a reality parallel to many versions of your universe. I've gathered you all to save your world.
That does not look good. You got that right.
Font.
The threat is real. I was on one of the Earths that was swallowed by this wave.
Well, what do we have here?
Where I come from, a parallel Earth. We look down on supervillains.
Welcome our newly formed team of heroes.
The Justice League.
Drain the power from them.
Thank you, Justice League. Something's about to happen. Something major.
I am Harbinger.
This is the thing.
Yeah, I figured.
You each possess the skills, strength, and speed to save your universe.
Great Scott.
What's happening?
The universe, it's all vanishing.
Look!
This is it. I won't let you go.
Is it as bad as it looks?
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Not to spoil the comics, but I think one of the Supermans does something really dumb in the comics.
Oh, are you talking about? I think I know what
You
you're
could
talking
say
about.
it's that.
I think.
But don't skip
That
the
wouldn't
part.
work in this movie.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think that's like the setup for like a later crisis, though.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just stop on this image here.
Yeah.
This will be our still image. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
What do we want to say about this? I mean, this is the premise. There's like some kind of crisis that's facing not only one Earth, but the infinite many Earths that all these Justice Leagues exist
Multiverses
on.
even.
In
Not
a
even just
multiverse. And they have to do a lot of things as a result to like kind of set up the crisis, but also introduce the concept of the multiverse of Justice Leagues, but also introduce the different characters from the different Justice Leagues and whatnot. And then also set up the future installments of like what's going to happen next in the series and whatnot.
Yeah.
And yeah, it does like a lot at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's pretty entertaining, but like honestly, if I didn't already have like the gears in my head turning of like, oh, this is what's probably happening now. This is what's probably happening now. This is what's probably happening now because I know I've heard a million of these stories before.
Yeah.
Then like I would probably be much more lost as to what's happening, and I have to watch it over and over and over again.
I feel like,
but like this is the first time I watched, I'm like, oh, okay, I know this. Here we go again. Like this is like a multiverse thing or something, and like that kind of thing. And oh, this is the Flash doing his thing or whatever and stuff like that. So, yeah. So there's that. But that's the premise. And yeah, general thoughts.
I felt like, just to cover it, like in the beginning, it was very confusing because I didn't know this was a Crisis on Infinite Earths film in the beginning.
Wait, what do you mean? Like why? Because you couldn't tell
because it was just the
based on what's
Flash
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, they slow burn it. Like
Yeah.
I think they slow burn it.
It's just, and then after that, just Justice League versus Lex Luthor.
Yeah, they slow burn it. They slowly introduce it to you scene by scene, and then eventually you're like, oh, I guess this really is like something involving like Crisis on Infinite Earths and stuff. So it's like kind of an unfurling, but you have to be patient. It keeps you waiting a little bit. So like it's like, oh, okay, it's finally getting interesting a little bit too. It's like some of it plays like a little bit like an episode of a regular Justice League thing.
Yeah.
As if, like, you know, it was originally part of a series that, like, they just got to shove into a single movie or something. But, yeah, and some of it's, like, a little Like, yeah, but like when it gets into this stuff, it gets pretty interesting with the concepts, and it does all kind of build to something, which is I like about it.
I feel like there's
like a lot of payoffs for things, like oh, that's why they were setting up this character, that's why they're setting up this storyline, that's why they're setting up this.
At the end, it all makes sense.
Yeah. So you have to kind of be patient with it. How long is it or so? Like
it's only 90 minutes.
It's only 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But like the first like maybe like 50 minutes of it is like set up and like it's kind of slow. But
I actually don't know.
It kind of like I don't know. It feels like 50 minutes or whatever. And then later on, it's like oh now they're like actually getting into the.
And then I guess the second movie will be better.
Yeah. So they're kind of encouraging you to rewatch it and stuff because there's some references that I think if you watch it again, you're gonna get the references and stuff. Yeah. So like the multiverse stuff is cool, and yeah, I think there's one main thing I want to say about it.
Yeah.
Is like okay, they do have like some more conventional like, you know, heroes fighting villains kind of stuff going on, but the main core of this movie. In this Crisis on Infinite Earths is that it's about superheroes working together to fight something that's not just about punching their way out of something and like some.
There's not a lot of fighting.
It's not a lot of combat oriented kind of stuff going on. It's about a lot of thinking and a lot of science and a lot of like, you know,
a lot of character development and relationships and stuff.
It's kind of like a puzzle of a movie, you know, and like about like figuring out a solution to an intractable problem. So in that kind of sense. You know, a lot of heroes thinking, scientists trying to work on a problem. It's a little bit like, you know, people working on climate change or Oppenheimer.
It's a disaster movie.
It's like a disaster movie where they're trying to solve a disaster.
An apocalypse movie.
And like, it's not even a disaster that like, you know, you're seeing this wave here and stuff. Like, if you think there's going to be like, I don't know, it's not like a crisis where like they're fighting like something they got to punch or something. So it's more like, you know, a sci-fi kind of like disaster movie where they're trying to solve like it's kind of like Deep Impact or something, you know,
Armageddon.
Like Armageddon, you know, where there's like a meteor happening or something, and they set up on a big scale and stuff. So so and like it makes me think of like man, this kind of reminds me of like what if we had to like assemble the Justice League to solve climate change or something, which would be interesting. But I don't know if they've gotten to that in the comics yet or something like that. Now that would be an interesting episode of Justice League, in my opinion, because I hope they think of some good answers.
Actually, since you took that from me, like you did say,
were you about to say that basically? Or?
I think I gave you that idea.
I was already thinking it very early on.
Well, you forgot to mention something. It's sort of a spoiler in the movie, but like one of the worlds actually does address that.
Like what kind of thing? Like
the climate change thing.
Oh yeah. There's a.
That's your idea too when you saw it.
It's like a throwaway reference. There's like.
It's not even that throwaway. It's like by the end you're like, wait, so you saved this world?
Well, like I mean, because some people messed up.
It felt there's moments of this moments of this felt like The Flash with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, it's honestly...
Most of this felt like the Arrowverse. Most of this felt like a Christopher Nolan film.
Yeah.
Does not do anything original, I don't know, but like, it felt like he was trying really hard.
Yeah. Okay, we're in an ad break. Should I don't know.
What else do I have to say? Please something everything. I could just repeat it, I guess.
Yeah, we'll be back, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I guess let's take a drink.
Yeah, let's get a drink and just wrap up. It's 3 hours.
Yeah.
With a TD Cash credit card, it's easy to change things up. Customize your cash back, no matter where life takes you. That's how credit can be unexpectedly human.
Pop quiz. StockX is all about the sneakers, streetwear, apparel, accessories, all of the above. From the greatest grails to the latest trends, everything you need is here. Plus, you can trust that every order is StockX verified, backed up by our buyer promise. Ace your style. Level up your back-to-school shopping at StockX. Start shopping today at StockX.com.
All right, we're back, and we do have the microphone on this time, so that's good.
For it. I have no idea.
All right, but yeah, we're just reviewing Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
And we just watched part 1. We still have to watch part 2 and 3 as they're coming out.
3's not out on Max yet.
3's not out yet on Max. Okay, cool. So we're
unless you buy the DVD.
We're just riding on it.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
And yeah, very cool. Speaking of heroes and villains, like this is like all the heroes put together. You got all these cameo appearances.
Is there a villain for this?
Is there a villain? I don't know. You could argue a tsunami might be a villain or something like that. It's not a humanoid thing or whatever, you know.
You can change it up. That antagonist, yeah. Sometimes you can say like time or space or something or nature.
Yeah, nature. It's a force of nature, I guess. Yeah, like I mean, like the thing what I was telling PRpHD during our break is that the thing I liked most about this is that like, you know, it's like as if like it's a group of, even if you had the world's greatest group of superheroes and stuff, like taking on like forces of nature and stuff isn't just something that like, you know, the guy with the fancy guns or like the laser vision or whatever can do and solve like with super punching and stuff like that. You need like ingenuity, you need science, you need
people in real life.
These are the things that people solve in real life with real world crises and stuff. Like world hunger was a big problem for a long time. Climate change is a big problem. Like AI is a big problem. These are like kind of intractable problems, and it's kind of like when this is coming out now, I think it's like coming at a time where we are working on a lot of these problems which are pretty intractable, that like we would ideally like to have some resolutions to, but you know,
even we're curious about part 3.
It's not straightforward how to solve these types of things, and yeah, like there is like a, you know, I'm not gonna say anything what happens in this, but they're setting up like parts 2 and 3, and like
it's like a world that's affected by climate crisis or whatever it is. I'm like,
we fucked
when
up.
Part 3 ends, is that world still gonna have a climate crisis?
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Come on, like.
Yeah.
That's not a happy ending at all.
Also, there's like all these mechanics they set up that's like, oh yeah, by the way, you can't bring in any more people now. Like, and like, why is the metal men here or whatever? Like, they're here, and like some rando people are here for some reason. Like, what are they helping out with here? Like, oh, we might need them. I don't know. Like, you know, it's like those memes where you get, or like you're playing like a video game where you get, okay, it's going to cost us this many units to bring in these heroes or whatever. It's going to cost us this many units to bring in these heroes. So, yeah, like, I mean, there's people in the real world, like, it's reminding me of people who are actively working on climate change now in our world. Or like, you know, the Christopher Nolan movie Oppenheimer or something. Or like people working on like the cure for cancer or something like that. And like, as you know, honestly, like knowing people who've like gone into the sciences and stuff, they're the type of people who watch like superhero things and like movies like this and stuff. And I'm just picturing a couple of them like, you know, watching this, like, you know, they're home late from work one night, they just want to put on Justice League, and then they kick back, and they might just be like dozing off, and then they're like their mind's churning on like the next solution, and then maybe it hits them how to work on this problem or something, or like you know, hopefully parts 2 and 3 help them out with that too. But I feel like it's pretty useful to have media that also speaks to problems that aren't just like, oh, we're gonna like punch a guy and that'll solve all the problems and stuff, but like, you know, like wealth inequality, how do you solve that? You know, how do you solve like so many of these problems that like, you know, have with a peaceful resolution that uses ingenuity and kindness and collaboration and cooperation and stuff like that. Those are the real solutions we need, and I feel like this movie's trying to like get to that and stuff like that.
I think even people who hate The Flash with Ben Affleck, found Ben Affleck at a point.
Oh yeah, you could have done more.
It was like what was it? I forget. It was like
you know, this here like the Ben Affleck Batman.
And just solve healthcare crisis or whatever.
Like he had the lasso of truth on him, and it was like, you know, I really shouldn't be punching guys. You know, I should actually be doing more to increase the social support system with like so many more problems would be solved with resources were allocated a certain way, or if that was like, or like, that's one way of doing it, where like Batman, works on that willingly. Or then there's the opposite version where it's like, for better or worse, it's like, those memes of like Superman in that one animated movie where he's like talking between two different nations, which I shall not name here right now. He's talking about these two nations at conflict, and he's like, you will resolve this conflict or you will face my conflict and stuff like that. And, hopefully we don't have to have resolutions to conflict like that from Superman or anything like that. So,
I haven't watched that movie yet.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. But, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of like making me think about like how, as this movie's coming at a time where we're dealing with these kind of like intractable problems that aren't solvable through like brute force, like it's making me think about like how comic book heroes came out around a time of like where there was like literal military conflicts happening, and it felt like the only way to solve problems was through brute force and whatnot, and like having a hero who could solve the problem through like beating up like a guy or punching him, that was like really cool. But like nowadays we're facing problems where like the problem isn't like punching somebody, the problem is like working together with people and trying to solve a problem and not causing more conflict that way. And now we're seeing heroes go into like this era, this kind of era now in the 2020s, where like now they have to work together to try and find solutions and stuff. And I don't know, that's not something that like you typically associate with like, superheroes and whatnot. And like when I see superheroes, I sometimes I do find myself tuning out a lot. Like, how much do we need to see heroes beating up people more? When's the last time we saw a hero like, solving world hunger or like creating world peace or things like that? So I don't know. That's why when I saw this, it really hit me. Like, yeah, it's got this kind of convoluted, time travel, multiversal travel, 5D travel, 5-dimensional travel plot or whatever. But at the same time, it's like speaking to like, it's hitting some notes here for me where it's like working on like some really, I don't know, interesting things where we're trying to find superheroes solving problems that are really hard to solve. So that's what I like about this the most. But who knows? I think maybe I'll be disappointed with parts 2 and 3, possibly.
It's possible.
Very possible because I did happen to glimpse some of the Rotten Tomatoes, so maybe I'm a little nervous, but we'll see. We'll see.
I haven't watched, so I'm pretty good.
I'm pretty hype on this part 1 though.
Yeah.
So and we'll see part 2 and we'll report back on that. Do you have any thoughts? Any additional thoughts?
I said something though. I didn't really. I thought Batman and Question had a pretty cool moment.
Oh yeah, they're like tag teaming on the monitor. Cause like you gotta wonder like
the realism, yeah.
Like come on, like oh yeah, all your worlds are gonna be destroyed, and you have to solve the problem. And like, how do we know you're not causing the problem, buddy? Like, how do we? You teleport us all here against our will, and you're telling us to solve your problems for you. How do we know to trust you as a baseline? And like that's kind of their role, is to be skeptics, and you kind of should have that, because like sometimes superheroes can be a little too like, oh yeah, golly gee guys, let's all work together and stuff. But it's good to have somebody who's gonna be like thinking a couple steps ahead of everyone else, and then other people, and then once they said that, people are like, yeah, that's a good point, yeah. Why are we listening to this guy? That was a good moment. And then they're also setting up relationships and stuff, and like setting up how like there are these character dynamics where like, oh, there are these moments that have diverged from other people's timelines, and like people are wondering what if things went a different way in their timeline, and now they're seeing the consequences of that in someone else's timeline. They're like, wow, this could have been a different life, or like this is a different person I could have talked to, or something like that. And and I think that's leading to like an emotional core to things too, and there's the 5D stuff, and there's also like the cosmic world building elements happening at the same time, and I don't know, very 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 comic booky, of course, and probably of little value to people who are not interested in like DC comics and stuff like that. I don't know. I had a great time because like I was a fan of like Justice League growing up on Cartoon Network and all that. All the Justice League characters on Justice League and Justice League Unlimited from like the Bruce Timmverse, Paul Dini verse and stuff like that, and various movies and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's time to like have those things pay off and like figure out how they're gonna solve some tough problems and whatnot. Cool.
I guess we can end on that. I was gonna talk about like the different Supermans and the different Wonder Woman. Well, I guess it's fine.
Oh yeah. What was it talk about? Yeah.
Yeah, there's two different Supermans, and then
Yeah,
I think they both actually had a Lois, but like one was older, so like Lois had passed away in that universe, so he just moved on.
Yeah.
And I guess Wonder Woman doesn't have to be American anymore.
Oh yeah, they set her up as Greek in this, I believe.
I don't know if it's Greek or like
she has an accent.
Yeah. So
yeah, and like you see the different Supermen with their different relationships and stuff, and they're like, oh, you're doing that, and then like, oh, this is the wrong Superman I'm talking to. And like,
should I spoil that for you?
And they set up like Batman's alternate reality with different relationships, family relationships.
Earth 1, I think.
Yeah, I honestly lost track of who was Earth 1 and Earth 2.
Yeah.
Earth 3 I kept track of pretty closely.
Yeah.
That was like this is not a big spoiler. There's like a crime syndicate universe in this. They're in the trailer, and I think they're kind of fun as like a stupid evil Justice League.
Some of the dialogue was weird. Like, here's my lasso of submission. I was like,
there's I don't know.
There's a cringe-worthy dialogue.
In
this, what was otherwise a pretty interesting.
There's some stuff that's just fan service or whatever. Like it's just appealing to like the hardcore DC fans or whatever. And like I don't know, the acting and animation can be a little wooden at times. Sometimes, it's like sometimes I saw like one time like there was a zoomed out shot and I just saw like people cheering at a certain moment. They're like, like sometimes they cut back on the budget at certain points. But like that was kind of like how a lot of DC animated stuff is nowadays and has been for a while.
Like, that Earth 3 like crime syndicate was like
they're like
people, but like
they're
after a
evil,
while,
but like they're just straight up dumb. Like they're just idiots. Like I don't know. Like
is that what's so admirable about them? I guess
I don't know. They're just kind of goofy even. I feel like I couldn't take them seriously at all. Like I feel like if I'm picturing like a crime syndicate Justice League, like this should be serious, like scary and stuff. I didn't feel scared at all. Maybe they're trying to tone it down or something.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe they really want young people to be able to watch this or something. I don't know. I felt like a little way too toned down. Like I want to feel like a little something more from them. That's a good point. And I don't know. Like yeah, there's I mean there's you mentioned it multiple times. There's the Atlantis Earth and stuff. And like there's an Earth that's ravaged by climate change. It's Atlantis. It's all owned by like the kingdom of Aquaman and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a fun throwaway, and it also ties into the story a bit too. And like it's like, oh, we're thinking about this too. People watching this, we're thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's like part of the story, but yeah, I don't know. It's not a super big part, but I mean, there's too many different Earths to like integrate them all. And also the Metal Men are in this too. And,
what universe are they?
I have no idea. They brought up people from all the different Earths and stuff. There's only mainly 3 Earths they focus on, really. And then like there's just a bunch of others they just throw in there. But yeah, it's mainly 3 Earths.
You also get confused by the 2 Mr. Miracles being right next to each other.
Oh yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of random there's like hundreds of cameos like in single shots and stuff like that.
Oh, the Legion of Superheroes is there.
Oh yeah, Legion of Superheroes is in this. It's kind of like very comic booky because like you're like, oh, I got that reference and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, yeah, so like there's a lot of references for the fans of like different DC animated shows and stuff like that. Because I think they do want to reference the comics, but they also do want to reference a lot of stuff that's been represented in like DC animated form in the past, just so like they have a certain amount of the audience. They don't want to get like throw in all the really mad obscure heroes and stuff that like people are
they have a budget.
Yeah, they have a budget, and they also want to crowd please people, and they want people to have some grounding for what they're watching and stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, very entertaining. Yeah, can't wait to see part 2.
Yeah. It's a max. We'll enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks for recommending this, by the way. I wasn't necessarily going to watch this on my own, but...
yeah, I know. I was waiting a long time for that. Rewatching Mad Max Fury Road, and now it's like Furiosa's is almost out, and then Curb Your Enthusiasm. I've watched it on Geneva's Discord. I'd like to watch it a few more times. It's been a while.
Oh,
I'm really even willing to rewatch Blue Beetle and some stuff we haven't watched in a while.
What on Geneva's Discord?
I watched Curb Your Enthusiasm on Geneva's Discord before.
Oh, okay. Cool. And let's just, while we're mentioning her, let's just give a shout out to Geneva Lee. Right. We're big fans of her Twitch streams and her Discord. Very fun streamer. Does retro streams, does themed weeks, watches movies on their Discord. Very educational. Very high quality streams. Yeah. Made partner this year. Yeah. Twitch partner this year. Yeah. And last night was playing a lot of Balatro. This week is Cheat Week. A lot of card tricks and stuff like that. Very, very fun and watchable and entertaining community. Please check her out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else?
And that's it.
Cool. Yeah, it's like 9:38 now p.m. So yeah, and 3 hours, 3 minutes into the stream. So, all right, let's wrap up.
Yeah.
And let's play ourselves out with I guess we will skip the writer's room this time. But let's play ourselves out for good measure. After this ad for plus 500 futures or whatever, let's ignore that. Alright, so let's play ourselves out. Hey folks, hope you had a good time. This was the Mudita and PRpHD stream, signing off at August 15, 2024. Today's theme was Heroes and Villains. We talked about a lot of good stuff. Thanks for tuning in, Drew Koo. And we did not promote this enough. But shout outs to Wonderville NYC for doing some good movies on Second Best on Fortnite TV. And shout out to Geneva Lee. And joining me was PRpHD tonight. I'm Mudita, your host. And the link to our Discord will be shared soon, and stay tuned on the Discord for the Notion document for all the details there. Hope you had a good time, and we'll see you next time. Till then, we're dancing the night away. Oh, there's still more dancing. Any taglines? Any quotes of the night?
Speaking about, that's fine.
What are you gonna say?
We skipped the city film thing, right?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
I guess it doesn't matter. It's whatever.
Alright, stay heroes until you live long enough to be a villain. Oh gosh. Don't die. That's terrible. A terrible Nozano. Is there anyone we should raid? I'll send the invite to the Discord now.
Sure, yeah.
This is gotta be a bit, what is it? Big responsibilities for big heroes, or big heroes mean big responsibilities. What's the line again? Great responsibility goes to great powers. Great abilities mean great responsibilities. What is the line again? Great expectations mean... No, that's Charles Dickens. What is...
It's 9:36, man.
What is it?
That's fine, yeah. I'm just kidding. Just feeling that's what it is.
Okay, what is the...
With great... Fuck it, you screwed me up now.
With great power comes great responsibility. Okay, we have one viewer. Who should we raid with one viewer? I like this channel, but we only have one viewer, so that would look terrible.
I don't even know what channel is that. I've never seen it.
I like it. Let me see. They have 100 people on there. I wouldn't make a dent. Who could
Loading Ready Run?
Who could use us? No, they have 200. They're cool though. Check out Loading Ready Run. Old-timey computer. Who am I visiting all the time? I mean, I like this channel.
I think only the big YouTube Twitchers are on now.
Yeah. Tokushatsu.
You're not very Tokushatsu. I see that. I don't know, it's Heroes and Villains Week, I guess. I don't know.
Man, no one I really know is on right now. Oh well.
Maybe that'll be it. I don't know.
Maybe that'll be it, yeah.
Alright.
Cool. Oh. Alright, later, folks. Peace.